First of all, John, what's he going to shovel? Not snow. We don't have that. I don't know. We're in SoCal. Anyway, thanks for listening. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. We're out.
What will happen to Tucker Carlson? That's a really good question. Now, Newsmax is conducting an urgent poll asking you if Tucker should come back on Newsmax with a primetime show. Millions of Tucker fans are now tuning into Newsmax, and it's the fastest growing cable news channel in America. So vote in the Newsmax poll. Let us know if you want Tucker on Newsmax. Just text Newsmax and we'll instantly send you the poll. Text OPEN to 39747. That's OPEN to 39747. Let your voice be heard about Tucker. Text the word OPEN to 39747 now. Millions have made the switch to Newsmax. They're watching great shows with Rob Schmidt, Eric Bowling, Greta Van Susteren, Chris Plant, and more. Vote in the Tucker at Newsmax poll. Text OPEN to 39747. Texting enrolls for automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
If you missed the Brian Bailey Show, you missed
Austin Knight, pitching coach at East Carolina. You know, you guys have the luxury of having such a great bullpen. You got so many guys with so much experience.
Yes, and they've done a great job.
Yeah.
A lot of older guys, a lot of different looks, from Danny Bill to Wyatt Lunsford Shankman to Spivey to Saylor, who can also start for you, to, Jake Hunter has been really good out of the bullpen. I think that's what it takes. Everybody wants to talk about the starting rotation, and our starting rotation have been fantastic, really the majority of this year. But the bullpen can be just as important.
Tune in Mondays at noon for the Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, right here on Pirate Radio.
And then it was two seagulls!
We're here for the booty.
Party?
Pirate Water is here. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find Pirate Water in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
Pirate Water is here. 21 and older, please drink responsibly.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Familia is your go-to spot for the best Italian dishes around, including pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts.
That's Familia.
Enjoy half-off wine night on Wednesdays, $3 drafts on Thursdays, or get a pizza of the week for just $12.
That's Familia.
Place your order online or call 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their drive-thru window for pickup.
That's Familia.
Clip, really?
Oh, sorry.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Pitt Community College.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Come pop a top at Jarvis Street Bottle Shop. Jarvis Street Bottle Shop is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. Hosting a tailgate? Stop by the shop and grab a keg for your party or event. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating NC craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by the shop Tuesday through Sunday, or check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low, low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 at 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
It's me, Nancy Garcia.
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
Excitement time. Clam down. Clam down. Clam down. Clam down. Pirates are going dancing, baby.
They picked us last. They picked us last. And now we're going dancing. We're going dancing.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome into a Victory Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com, and watch the show on Facebook Live and YouTube. Going to ask for a lot of your interaction today because we got some great guests in studio to throw some questions at, including some successful pitchers from over the weekend from ECU baseball as we go inside the Players Lounge. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll talk to Josh Groves and Garrett Saylor. They'll both be in here inside the Pirate Radio studios. At 4:30, Carter Spivey will join us inside the Pirate Radio studios. So a full edition of the Delcor Players Lounge coming up hour 2 of the show. And we are baseball heavy today. Cliff Godwin, head coach of the Pirates, will join us in studio at 5 o'clock. If you have a question for any of the pitchers or Coach Godwin, you can get those in on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, and we will pass those along. So a big guest list today as we talk about the sweep East Carolina had over the weekend against the Memphis Tigers. Also, Brian Bailey going to join us in about 25 minutes from now to recap everything from the sports weekend. So we got a lot to do on this Monday. Shirley Rhodes is here, Chandler Honeycutt, the big dog, Glenn Griffin, all hands on deck here in the Pirate Radio studios. And happy you are along for the ride because we got some pleasant news to talk about when it comes to East Carolina baseball. They're coming off that sweep. Now, the bad news is Houston took care of business against Tulane. A couple of games where it looked like it was going to go the Green Waves' way. It did not. So that means the standings basically remain the same. East Carolina a half game behind the Cougars with 3 games left to play for both teams. So the championship will be decided this upcoming weekend. East Carolina taking on South Florida, Houston taking on Cincinnati. We will recap our experiences from the weekend because I saw not only Chan Man, but also Shirley Rhodes on Sunday as I was leaving the park. So let's welcome in Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt to the show. Hello, folks.
Hey,
Clipper.
What's up?
Hey,
buddy. Hey.
Hey.
How's it go there?
It goes.
How's it hanging?
Oh, you know.
A little to the left.
You know. Shirley, how was your jungle experience on Sunday?
I had a good old time. I got there early. The weather was outstanding.
It was.
I mean, you really couldn't have asked for better weather for a baseball game. It was a little overcast, but it was nice and cool and a little breezy, and I kind of parked myself underneath a tree just in case the sun came out, and so I wouldn't get too hot. And I had a great view of left center field, and it was very enjoyable. I had a good time.
Chandler, you got your some time off from working the games, so you could party with your parents. How did that go?
It went great. I was looking forward to that weekend, and I had my expectations and what I would hope would happen. And I mean,
did it met your expectations? Did it exceed your expectations?
It exceeded it by a far shot. I just wanted to have fun. I wanted my parents to have fun. I didn't want them to stress out too much being away from their restaurants, and they didn't. They had a really good time. I wanted them to have a lot of fun, and we did. So
awesome.
It was great. My brother actually was able to come yesterday and hang out.
Nice to meet your brother for the first time.
Yeah, so my brother Chase came yesterday, hung out all day with us yesterday, and to be honest with you, I'm surprised he didn't. He usually brings like a buddy and stuff, so I was very surprised to see that he didn't do that. So it was a nice Honeycutt family weekend.
Hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. It was an emotional weekend with Mother's Day and with Senior Day, kind of all coincide, and we got so much to talk about with what went down on the field and also kind of the surroundings as well. So we'll dive into all that for the next 3 hours here on Pirate Radio Live. But a very special weekend out at Clark LeClaire.
As a matter of fact, you asked just a moment ago about questions that you could ask for the Players Lounge.
Yes.
I would like the guys, when they come in, I would like for them to rate the mom jungle jump that took place yesterday.
That was Mama Hoove.
Mama Hoove was the one that I know she took a jump. I think the rest of them didn't quite jump. They just kind of ran down there and did some high fives, which I thought was a great moment as the moms of the seniors got to throw out the first pitch yesterday. And I thought, that was really cool. And then the jungle started calling for them to do a jungle jump, and Mama Hoove was the front runner. And so I would like for them to rate.
She looked kind of like a bug splatting into a windshield.
And it sounded like it, too. Because I didn't see her. I saw her going towards the fence, and then I heard the sound, and I went, I don't think she made it.
Or like one of those, I don't know what I'm thinking of. I feel like I've seen this before, though, where you kind of jump off a trampoline and you're wearing Velcro and you just splat into the wall.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Or a cartoon where you splat and slide down like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I talked to her after the game and saw her, and I said, great jungle jump. And she had a good laugh about it, I think.
Oh, she was being a great sport. I thought it was great. I just thought it was outstanding that she even gave it a try.
That was Mama Hoove Sunday. Papa Hoove took his own jungle jump
on Saturday.
And he had a pretty good one. We see where Lane got his ups from. So that was awesome to see. The moms throwing out the first pitches, the Senior Day festivities. It was all awesome this weekend. And the great thing, 3 wins to go along with it.
Absolutely.
We'll take that all day.
What the Pirates needed. And, yeah, when I saw Denny Hoover's video of him doing a jungle jump right after they recognized Lane and the other seniors, that was very emotional to watch, because that is a guy, that's a parent, a dad who has watched a lot of ECU baseball in the last 4 or 5 years, and watching his son and the adversity that his sons went through with that injury he had, I believe, his freshman year here at East Carolina. So to be able to bounce back from that, recover from that, and then be the baseball player he's been for this program, it's got to be very rewarding for Denny and Julia Hoover. So, this is great to see. I met
Garrett Saylor's mom for the first time this weekend, and just the awesome families that all those guys come from. Yeah, Miss Cheryl, met her. And I got them all fooled. They all say they enjoy the show. So I think what they enjoy is when their sons are on the show, not necessarily the host.
You should have said, who was our guest on Thursday? Who was our guest on Wednesday at 4 o'clock?
Miss Cheryl, what'd you take away from that interview with Jason Nichols the other day? I think they enjoy watching their boys on the show, and that's cool. That's that's probably why your mom watches it to see your production skills, Chandler.
Yes.
My mom watches it to see how many times I say in 3 hours.
Speaking of your mom, I finally got to meet her over the weekend.
Her and my mom and Shirley, I think y'all got along pretty good yesterday.
I heard y'all did some bonding.
Yeah, we bonded. We sat there because it turns out that, we've talked about this before, that your mom knows my cousin.
Yeah.
And so
taught his daughters.
Yep, taught his daughters, and so my second cousins. So we had a lengthy chat about that, and then we talked about some other stuff. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and got to meet your dad and your brother, and so it was and we also had a little fun at Chandler's expense.
Well, I was going to say, she has basically kind of handed over her. You're raising her son now, Shirley, basically. When you think
she
about
handed over the reins?
Yeah. I mean, you're kind of responsible for his day-to-day activities now, at getting him fed and washed.
Yeah. She did help me with when my Jeep was acting up. She helped me with that.
Car repairs. Yeah,
she helped me with that.
Oh, by the way, Chandler, you need to go grocery shopping after what you fed your mother over the weekend.
I know.
So, you definitely need to go. You need to hit the grocery store.
All right, looking at the rankings, East Carolina sitting at 13 in Baseball America. I think they dropped in D1, correct? Down to 15, maybe?
15. And then in Baseball America, they are at 13.
Yeah. RPI-wise, East Carolina sitting at 19. Is that where they were when we had those discussions on Friday, saying if they sweep, do they move up, move down? I want to say they were at 19.
I think it was 19.
Maybe no change. So 19 for the Pirates, 22 for Campbell, who will be the opponent coming up on Tuesday.
That's going to be a huge one.
Yeah, a monster game, and really, really looking forward to that coming up on Tuesday. We will preview that one, I should say, with Chris Haymeyer coming up on Tuesday's edition of Pirate Radio Live. Also planning to check in with Aaron Fitt from D1 Baseball at some point this week as well. So looking forward to talking about what's coming up. We'll do a lot of recapping today with the players and with Coach Godwin. All right, somebody had mentioned, Kaz said he just heard the Brian Bailey show chat with Joe West. Great stuff.
Oh, my God.
It really was. It was an awesome interview. I was raised to not like Joe West, and I say that seriously. My grandfather, I mentioned this to Joe on the show, told me that Joe West hated the Braves and always cheated when he played against the Braves, umped against the Braves. So, when you're a kid, you believe what your parents and grandparents tell you, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, Joe West, he's an enemy and will always be. Turns out Joe West really didn't hate the Braves.
What age were you when you realized he didn't hate the Braves and was not a cheater of baseball?
I think Joe West said it best. When your team stinks, you blame the umps, right? So I was probably told this at an early age, and when the Braves stunk for all those years, well, yeah, you had to blame something. By the time they were awesome in the 90s, yeah, I was like, it doesn't matter who's umping the game. Maddox, Smoltz, and Glavine are going to shut them down. Mm-hmm. Chipper, Andrew, Fred McGriff are going to go yard. Ump's call isn't going to change the game. So I think I just realized that, hey, if you're good, you'll win. If you're not, and you're borderline not, then you'll get the screw job there from umps. So Joe West was awesome, told some great stories.
Great storyteller.
And if you missed it, you can check it out, YouTube, Facebook, or where you get your podcast. Glenn Griffin here in the Pirate Radio studios.
Big dog.
So something happened. What's up, Glenn?
It was just easier to come in here versus getting in Studio B on a mic.
All right. Very casual. He's got something in his mouth. He's got sunglasses on. Casual Monday.
It's Casual Monday. PFG commentary in the house. You haven't talked about the ACC potentially breaking apart.
It's 3-12, Glenn. I'm getting. There's a lot of things I haven't talked about. Relax.
I like.
All right, get out of my face.
I feel like the ACC is doing a run-in on itself, so I had to do a run-in on you.
All right, I haven't talked about it. I'm not aware of it. What do we got?
Clemson, Florida State.
Hold on, who's saying this now?
This is Brett McMurphy, so It's got some juice. Clemson, Florida State, Miami, UNC, NC State, Virginia, and Virginia Tech are the Magnificent Seven ACC schools, according to Action Network. These schools have met in past several months with lawyers examining grant of rights to determine just how unbreakable it is. The ACC deal runs through 2036.
Well, let's play who's not in the Magnificent Seven. That would leave Duke, Wake Forest, Boston College, Cuse, Louisville.
Everybody is not good.
Yeah, I mean your name. Yeah, so the Magnificent Seven, they have met in the past several months. How breakable? So yeah, we've been talking for years about what the format's going to look like in college football specifically with the super mega conferences. And, if these schools are ripe for the picking, joining either... Well, now it's just going to be like the Big Ten and the SEC.
Yep.
In fact, back to Brett McMurphy.
It's the Power 2. It's just like you said when Oresco's letter came out.
Yeah.
That everything goes to Power 2 and then everybody else.
Yep. And it looks like, Brett McMurphy last week after Mike Oresco's diatribe he put out, said from now on he will call the conferences this: the Power 2, Big 10, and SEC, the Middle 3, ACC, Big 12, Pac-12, Group of 5, the other 5 conferences. If the ACC disbands, you're going to have a true Power 2. It already is, but even more so. But that's interesting to see where that goes.
ECU to the ACC, baby.
Oh, yeah. It'll be ECU and Louisville
App State
on an ACC game. App State,
Coastal, Charlotte.
Yeah. The new Atlantic Coast Conference.
Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else is in the non-7? We pick up Boston College.
Yeah.
Syracuse. That's a pretty decent conference.
Was Georgia Tech in there?
No, they are not part of the 7, which
They're not
surprises me. But they fit into the I guess it was the old American model of having big cities and just you're going for television
team
markets.
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So Duke and ECU ACC matchup coming up in 3 years.
Very possible from the sounds of things. I mean, they're going to have to replace it with somebody.
John says, "What about Pitt?" Jamie says, "Nobody wants Pitt. We forgot Pitt. Throw Pitt in there as well."
It will be the old Big East Conference USA.
Good information, Glenn. Thank you for the run-in. I love the Paul Schaefer thing you have. Can we get a keyboard and you just stand behind it during the show?
I would love it. I would love to play some hotkeys just chilling in the corner.
And we make a joke or whatever, and you do the boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
It'd be great.
It's a great idea. All right. If you got any more run-ins, let us know.
All right.
Jamie, real quick, asking, did Joe West talk about his Naked Gun movie role? Yeah, that is the main takeaway I got from the entire show, which he told great stories about players, coaches, ejections, his career, all that. The thing, because Naked Gun and that series is one of my favorite movie series of all time. I think it kind of shaped the way I think when I was a kid watching Leslie Nielsen and the physical comedy and the just wordplay and dumb jokes. That is just so much up my alley. Joe West is in the movie. He's got one line. He told the story that he was offered $1,000 a week to go out there and film it, pay your own expenses. He said, I can't go out there because it took 3 weeks for his part.
For 3 weeks.
3 weeks for his small part during the baseball scene. He said, I'm losing money at that point. Staying in California for 3 weeks, making $3,000. I'm going to end up in the negative probably.
Hollywood hotel expense.
Yeah. They call him back 30 minutes later. They say, all right, $3,000 a week. Put you at $9,000. He said, I'm in. Goes out there, gets a little over $9,000, he said. He then says, and Glenn, we were talking about this with SAG, your SAG card.
Yeah.
I don't know how it all works, lawyer-wise and all the fine print. But basically, you get residuals. And that movie has been shown so many times on so many platforms over the years. He says he has received over $250,000 off residuals for his part in the Naked Gun.
We know how he moved to Florida.
Yeah, he could move anywhere. He mentioned O.J. Simpson was in the movie, so like Naked Gun was what, 1990 maybe? It was a
lot of residual checks on that one.
1988. So you've already got it out there. Then you got like the OJ stuff that happened in the 90s, and like it's out there even more, and people are more interested in it because, hey, did you know OJ was in a movie? So you got that part of it, Reggie Jackson, and it's still shown on stuff today. So
isn't Kareem in that?
He's Airplane.
He's Airplane. You're right. Yep. You're correct.
He's in The Family, but not in that movie.
Yeah.
Over $250,000 in residuals for Joe West, and he said, just think how much Reggie Jackson's made. He said Reggie got, how much did he say, Chandler? Well, I'll find the clip and play it at some point. But he said Reggie got 10,000, 20,000. Just I can't remember how much he got a week, but like just a crazy amount for him to go out there. Just think with his residuals.
It just tells me, Clipper, that we've got to get our SAG cards.
No doubt. We just got to show up in something.
It reboot Dawson's Creek, but it's us.
Yeah.
You can be, I'll be Dawson, and you can be Pacey.
Glenn said you could be I'll be Dawson. You be
No, I'll be Dawson.
No,
I'm Dawson.
Wait.
Dawson's the filmmaker.
I've always thought you look just like James Vanderbeek.
If you put us side by side, it's the same guy.
The question is, who's going to wind up being Mouth?
Mouth.
Yeah, you remember Mouth?
From Dawson's Creek?
Yes. A.K.A. Lee Norris, who's from Greenville, North Carolina.
He was in that show.
Yes.
Well, surely Lee Norris is going to be him.
He's from here.
Okay.
You're Tom Cruise's wife, ex-wife.
Oh,
Also Jamie Foxx's ex-wife.
Katie
Holmes.
Katie Holmes.
Near Holmes.
I'll take that.
All right. Chandler, we're going to need you to be Michelle Williams.
You got it.
All right. We're at a party.
That was my nurse.
The slightly sloppy, problematic one. Yeah.
All right. Steve says John Morant spotted on the corner of Wimbledon Drive, shirtless and firing at gas cans. Thank you, Steve, for your contributions to the show, as always. Robert Matthews says, Clippo! Jerry says, hello, Shirley, Chandler, and the All-American Pirate, Clipper. All right, put that on the resume. Put that on my my screen there, Chan man.
Clipper!
All-American Clipper.
Good stuff. All right. So, yeah, what else did I miss, Glenn?
That was it. I mean, it's just that one run-in about the ACC breaking up.
I would love for you to come in every day, 5 to 10 minutes in the show, and say, you haven't talked about this yet. Like, while I'm setting up the show.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, you ain't talked about this yet.
But you didn't know about it.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So, no,
it was a good discussion. While Big Dog's in here, he's a big NBA guy. I just saw a while ago, I missed that Monty Williams got fired by the Suns.
Yes, he did.
He was fired into the sun.
Man. I really want the Hornets.
Guess who's
to get
next?
him.
Doc Rivers.
Yep.
The Hornets are going to have some good coaches out there available if they want to get rid of Steve Clifford.
That's who I wanted in our last search.
Who? Monty
Williams. I wanted Monty.
I want the players. Coach doesn't matter.
And would you trade? I had this thought the other day. Would you trade LaMelo for the end of Steph?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the easy.
Easy, yeah. I mean, it's the easy one for me, too. You just give up whatever you got to get. If they're breaking it up, you go all in.
Yeah, if we're going to suck, let's have a star and have fun.
Offer him a piece of the franchise.
Sure.
I saw
Dale could be the coach, Steph the player.
Why not? You get him, homeboy comes back home.
Well,
it makes too much sense.
We have to write all this stuff into the contract. Seth Curry also in the starting lineup. I don't even know where he's at now.
I don't know if he's in the league. I mean, he might.
Doesn't matter. And then his daughter will run social media. The girl that was in the videos years ago.
And his wife is the team chef.
Boom. Well, he has the whole family.
And that's not misogynistic. It's because she
does cooking.
Right. It's about her career.
But I saw a Photoshop of him in a Hornets shirt. And these Photoshops nowadays are like crazy. They look just as real as
Chandler was fooled.
And, well, no, but I saw
he got traded.
I saw it and I was like, it just looks right. It looks right.
I mean, if they're going to if Golden State's breaking it up, you got to go all in, like I said.
And he wears 30, just like his dad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the throwback jerseys we have and the throwback night with the court and a 30 Curry jersey? Oh, my God.
You trade for him and you install him as like a cornerstone of the franchise.
Glenn, you come in after a sweep over Memphis, biggest time of the baseball year, and we're talking about Hornets hypotheticals.
I'm sorry. I didn't do that. That was Chandler, actually. That was actually Chandler.
John says, was Ja Morant firing the cannon this weekend at Clark LeClaire?
That's a good one.
I don't know. I don't know if he was. Chad said, can we talk about the WWE World Heavyweight title tournament and who will win at Night of Champions? No, we can't, Chad.
Cannot.
Give me Seth Rollins. Or AJ. I don't care. I like either one. Care. I love a tournament, though. I hate that it went so fast.
I would have liked
it dragged it out a little.
Yeah, legged out a bit.
Yeah.
It would have been nice.
All right. Thank you, Big Dog, for that. We got to call BB. We'll get to that. By the way, folks, coming up on today's show, we've got Josh Groves and Garrett Saylor at 4 o'clock, Carter Spivey at 4:30, Cliff Godwin at 5 o'clock. We are baseball heavy on a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We'll take a timeout, come back, talk to BB, Brian Bailey, when we return after these words.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates. They're open every day and have live music every night, along with 18 big screen TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesdays, it's line dancing. Thursday night is the dance party with DJ Kid Scene. And live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for more information on scheduled events, and we'll see you at the Buck.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Go Pirates!
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, what can you do for people looking for a new vehicle in 2023?
We can show the people the number one selling car in the region, the Buick Encore, the Encore GX, the Envision, and the Buick Enclave. We've also got Cadillac dominating the market with the XT4, XT5, and XT6, and we continue to get new GMC Sierra trucks in daily. Please come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
You've had your new computer a few years now, but lately it's been running super slow, acting strange, and you're worried about viruses and losing data.
This is driving me mad!
Let the experts at University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern professionally diagnose your Mac or PC to see what's really going on. They'll determine the root cause and not just symptoms, so you don't waste money fixing the wrong issues. Call 252-558-1280 for in-store or remote service, or make an appointment online at universitypccare.com.
Celebrating a special grad but no time to cook? Why not let Jimmy John's cater your graduation party? Enjoy Jimmy John's famous mini Jimmys in 12, 18, or 30-piece party packs made to order with fresh baked bread, hand-sliced meats, and local veggies, and delivered right to you. Whether you have a few guests or a few hundred, Jimmy John's will make your graduation gathering an A+ event. Jimmy John's, open 7 days a week in Greenville and Wilson. Order now on the Jimmy John's app or online at jimmyjohns.com.
This is Kim McNeil, head women's basketball coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Order Jersey Mike subs on the mobile app and get delivery right to your home, or you can save time and order ahead and skip the line to pick up your nearest Jersey Mike sub location. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Now, let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, welcome back into Pirate Radio Live. just locked down something cool.
Ooh.
So
you were on the phone during the break, so I'm assuming that's what that call was about.
About.
You said you just locked something down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that why you had that phone call during the break?
Yeah. Okay. What day is Memorial Day? The 29th. No, the 5th. 29th or 5th?
29th.
29th.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it's not going to be June then.
Memorial Day. No Pirate Radio Live, but Mully, myself, and Chan Man will be live in the Pirate Radio studios during the baseball selection show.
Ooh.
And we'll be watching that show with you, and then we'll have a reaction afterwards. So we'll be here talking about it with you on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You can join us coming up for a selection show watch along on that Monday and post show as well. Last year, after the selection show, Mully and I did an impromptu. We ran down here real quick and knocked it out and had fun. And we said, you know what, next year we should just do the whole shebang. So we're going to do that coming up a couple of Mondays from now right here in the Pirate Radio studios. And we hope you will be along with us as it will be unveiled where East Carolina will be going and the seed and all of that. And I hope I have more PAing to do and that Sunday wasn't my last game, because I love postseason baseball at Clark LeClaire. I specifically love that Saturday winners bracket game. There's nothing like it, man. That's my favorite baseball game of the year. Saturday winners bracket.
That Virginia game last year, I still have memories of that.
Awesome weather. Josh Moylan dropping a tank. Place going nuts. I love Saturday winners bracket game. Kind of late afternoon, early evening at Clark LeClaire Stadium, hoping for another one of those. For that to happen, all we got to do is win. Got to beat Campbell on Tuesday and go from there. Do we have BB on the Pirate Radio Live line? We do. Brian Bailey, coming off a great show today, will be at the beach next week. Bailey at the beach, celebrating the conference tournament and doing his show live from there. BB, how you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing awesome. Folks have already chimed in about the Joe West interview, Bailey. And again, my favorite part was learning how much money he made off residuals from the Naked Gun. But he had some Dale Murphy stories. He had talked about Reggie Jackson, talked about the A-Rod famous swipe. Just so many great stories. I heard you say you could have talked to him for 3 hours. It was only 1 hour, unfortunately, but awesome show earlier today.
Well, the funny part was that he called me right after. I was trying to text him because usually when I have a guest on, I text him and say, thanks a lot, appreciate it. So I'm typing thanks a lot. He called me. And so he started going off on some other thing. We could have gone at least 15 minutes with that phone call. So it was really good, though. He knows so many people in Greenville, and I think he loves thinking back to his roots and talking about some of the people that we all, maybe we take them for granted because they're around us all the time. But I think he's moved on to bigger and better things. But he understands how important those people are to Eastern North Carolina, like Marvin Jarman and RV and your boy Lee talked about all those guys.
Yeah,
and so it was good.
Yeah, it's always crazy too, like getting to know or talking to somebody who is a public figure who you don't like for whatever reason. And I told the story of my granddad telling me that Joe West hated the Braves and cheated, so I was like raised to not like Joe West. And you realize that that may not be 100% true. And I just love kind of talking to the person because Bailey, he is a guy that is known, is not, if you did an approval rating of Joe West amongst the fans, they don't like him. And I think he said why, because if your team loses, you look for somebody to blame, and it's usually the umpire. And he did so many games that if the winning team doesn't celebrate the umps, it's the losing team who looks for the umps and say, hey, you screwed us. So it was cool to hear from him.
Yeah, and he said he had 196 ejections over his career.
Man. And
like he said, it's only like 4 a year. But there were some good ones. The Andre Dawson one, I remember watching that on TV. I was yelling at the TV when that was going on. Because Harry Carey was broadcasting it, and I was like, what? That ball was outside. And Andre went off on him, and that was a fun night.
Awesome show. And Bailey, you'll be live from Clearwater coming up next week, your annual show from the tournament. And depending on practice and how things go, a lot of Pirate guests for next week. We'll kind of TBD right now, right? You'll know when you kind of get down there, see what the schedule is, but always a fun show.
Yeah, it always is. I mean, just got to figure out what time everybody's practicing, and all that depends on the seeding. So we have to see where East Carolina ends up. I'm almost positive that they can't end up any lower than 3, and they probably most likely will be 1 or 2 because of who they're playing and that kind of thing. So it looks like they'll be 1 or 2.
Simple yes or no question, Bailey. Does East Carolina need to win the regular season to host a regional?
No.
Okay, fair enough. And you say no because if they beat Campbell, they could still sweep this weekend and finish in second and then have a good run in the conference tournament. You still think that they could be a top 16 this year?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm with you.
I think, the dream was obviously to get back into that top 8, and
right.
maybe that ship has sailed most likely. But I think, Cliff said yesterday after the thing, there's plenty of baseball to be played.
Yeah.
They just got to take care of business.
Yeah, I think it's a long shot at this point, but basically win out and you give yourself a pretty darn good chance. It was kind of like last year, right? We weren't really – maybe some folks I remember being surprised, I'll say that, when East Carolina was the 8, and it's because of the way they finished last year.
Well, and I go back to the year, and I always get the numbers mixed up, but the one year where Cliff and everybody really thought that the Pirates should have been at number 7.
The year they had to go to Louisville, right?
Yeah, and they ended up, what were they, 11 or 11 or 13? But I remember Cliff saying if we didn't get a top 8 this year, we'll never get one. And I believed it because last year I was stunned as everybody whenever it popped up, and so there is a formula to get there. I just don't know if they do win out. If they win out, if Houston loses a game, that gives them the American regular season championship. If they win, at the tournament, the key to the tournament is stay in that winners bracket. And the Pirates, although the Pirates have the pitching that they could get out of the losers bracket, but you stay in that winners bracket.
Yeah.
You play Tuesday, you get Wednesday off if you win, and you play Thursday, and then you get Friday off if you win the Thursday game. So you can narrow that thing down to like 3 games.
Talking to Brian Bailey, we'll talk to the Pirate pitchers coming up next hour in our Delcor Players Lounge. Josh Groves, Garrett Saylor coming up in about 30 minutes. Carter Spivey coming up in about an hour, and then an hour and a half from now, we'll talk to the head baseball coach of the Pirates, Cliff Godwin. So a lot of ECU baseball talk on the way. Always emotional, Bailey, for senior weekend, especially with guys like Lane Hoover, Carter Spivey, and Garrett Saylor. They have played so much. They have won so much, been a part of so many big games. It was an emotional weekend for those guys, for Cliff, as we saw with the behind-the-scenes video, with the families, with everybody out there.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you think about with this program and the culture. And I mean, he works those guys really, really hard, but to a man, they come back and they would do anything to get that jersey back on one more time. So I think that you get to see some of that emotion. Seasons change for everybody, and I think that's what we're seeing right now with those 3 seniors. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in their future, but they've had a great career. All 3 of them have done some remarkable things at East Carolina, and we need to congratulate them, and hopefully we get a chance to see them play a couple of weeks of baseball.
Talking to BB Brian Bailey on the Pirate Radio live line. Just got off the phone with Mully. Bailey, he said he is planning on seeing some BP from the South Brunswick kid coming to town to take on J.H. Rose, apparently the number 1 player in the country, I believe he said. The J.H. Rose will be facing coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah, and I didn't realize he was that good. I know RV said something about him the other night when we interviewed him after the Rose High win on Friday night, and then doing a little bit of research after that, the fact that, he's the real deal, and he's coming to Guy Smith Stadium, so that may be a case where you don't let one guy beat you. So we'll see how the Rampants handle it.
Huge night of baseball coming up here in Eastern North Carolina with Campbell and ECU. 6 o'clock. And what time's Rose, Bailey? Is that at 7?
No, they're at 6.
They're at 6. Okay.
And that's been a real challenge with a lot of the games. It used to be everybody played at 7, but now they're moving them some to 6. Some of it's because of travel. They can get the teams in early, get them back home before it gets too late. But when you have a 6:20 sportscast, it'll kind of be tricky, but we'll get it done.
guess especially for a Brunswick team, it's quite a drive for
exactly.
round 2 of the playoff, or round 3 of the playoffs coming up.
Round 3.
J.H. Rose and South Brunswick. Bailey, how is it weird that we don't have a day and time for the Hurricanes yet?
I thought the same thing yesterday because I started looking for it, and then in researching it, it kind of said, hey, they got to wait for the Western Conference to get situated, and they're still working on that. But I believe there's a Game 7 tonight. One half of it, Vegas is in, and the other half it will be decided tonight. So I think late night tonight we should hear, or first thing tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I was in a group chat, and people were talking about maybe going to Sports Trivia Wednesday, but somebody said they had Game 1 Eastern Conference final tickets, and it might be on Wednesday, so they're not sure yet. And then I saw a rumor on Twitter that it's going to be Game 1 Thursday, Game 2 Saturday, and it's just kind of weird that we're sitting here week of. I mean, the series between the Kraken and Stars is going to end tonight. I just don't see why we can't go ahead and know if it's going to be a couple of nights from now. People need to know, but anyway, I just found that kind of odd.
Yeah, I found it odd too, and I don't know, enough about hockey to know why they're waiting so long. But just to see the Hurricanes still in it with what they've gone through injury-wise has been remarkable.
Yeah,
it kind of shows you what Rod Brindamore is all about, and how good a coach he is, and he's a player's coach. But you name another team that could lose 3 guys like they lost, and still be in it. That's tough.
And I believe I saw today that they might have some good news on Teuvo Teravainen, who was, I think, out of the yellow jersey and could be ready to go. Yeah, he was a full participant in practice today, so that is some big news. He went down, what was it, a hand injury early in these playoffs, Bailey?
Yeah, so that would be big to get him back, to get a little firepower back.
No doubt. So Canes and Panthers. The East is a beast. I don't know how many people had this matchup necessarily. They probably had Boston somewhere, and definitely not the Panthers advancing this far as they knock off the Maple Leafs. So that'll be fun. The Eastern Conference Final, Canes trying to get back to the Stanley Cup Final. All right, BB, anything else you're following? You watching any of these NBA games? Celtics take it to the Sixers. How about the Sixers scored 10 points in the third quarter yesterday in a Game 7? Absolutely brutal. So it'll be Celtics and Heat, and then LeBron and the Lakers against the Nuggets. That's what's left. What do you think?
I'm looking. I like the Boston Celtics, and I like the Denver Nuggets in those 2 series. So let's see a Celtics-Nuggets final. All
right, Celtics and Nuggets, according to one. BB, Brian Bailey. Something to keep an eye on this weekend, along with baseball, Bailey, is Harold Varner III in the PGA Championship. So you've got HV3 coming off a good weekend.
And how many years ago was it when he was right in contention in the PGA? Did he have the lead like in the third?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was playing well going into Sunday. That's right.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll do well again.
Yeah, got that coming up as they will be up in New York for the PGA Championship. All right, BB, thanks for joining us today, man. If folks missed it, check out the Brian Bailey Show from earlier today. You can watch it now on YouTube, Facebook, or download it where you get your podcast. Great chat with... He's got a lot of names, right, Bailey? Cowboy Joe, Country Joe. You played some of his music. He had everything going.
He's been called a lot worse than that, too. But
well, I can attest to that, and you can, too, probably. Exactly. Back when he ran the Hulk out of the game, you were cursing at him. I like that Joe said the one thing you can't do, he's talking about Madison Bumgarner, he said you can't cuss so the fans can hear it. That's the one no-no. And then about 10 seconds later, he cussed on your show.
I know.
But we weren't going to run him out. He was telling too good a story. So
that's right.
All right, BB. Thanks for joining us, man.
All right, now take care.
See you, man. There he is, Brian Bailey, joining us on the Pirate Radio Live Line. Awesome show earlier today with Joe West. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll reset everything, let you know what's going on. Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard presented by Da Buck. And, man, got a great hour 2 with the players in the Players Lounge presented by Delcor, and a great hour 3 with Cliff Godwin on tap. If you have questions for the players, you can get them in now, or you can wait until they arrive. But we'll have a lot of fun coming up with those guys coming up. Hour 2 and 3. More to go. Pirate Radio Live after these words.
Talk about their homes. There's a girl in the suburb town, and she
The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla. It's the best idea ever.
Oh, come on. The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla was my idea. I did that. Don't play yourself.
The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla.
Genius.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offers over 50 years of experience. To get started, call me, Talbot Green, 714-2076.
Talbot Green, NMLS 120331. For informational purposes only. Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is equal housing lender. NMLS 208516.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World. Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's Way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's Way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's Way. Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
The Wood Ducks are hosting the Fayetteville Woodpeckers at Granger Stadium starting Tuesday, May 16th through Sunday, May 21st. Kick off your weekend with Thirsty Thursday and $2 natural light, bush lights, and peanuts. There'll be post-game fireworks on Friday presented by WNCT Channel 9. And on Saturday, the first 1,000 fans will receive a red, white, and blue hat sponsored by Stallings Heating, Plumbing, and Air. End your weekend with Dogs and Dogs Day on Sunday by bringing your furry friend and Dollar Hot Dogs sponsored by Minuteman and Riverbank. See you out at Granger Stadium all week long. Go Woodies!
This is Dr. Hasty from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as a walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates.
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Wood Ducks baseball is back. Single game tickets are now on sale. You can get yours today by calling the front office at 252-643-5305. You can also visit them online at woodducksbaseball.com to check out schedules for games. As a matter of fact, the Wood Ducks are home all week long to take on the Fayetteville Woodpeckers. You can also check out the website for games, giveaways, theme nights, and post-game fireworks. I should say. The Wood Ducks hope to see you out at historic Granger Stadium all season long. Go Woodies. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Longer if I do, yeah.
You okay?
What a tune.
Baby.
Every time I hear this, I want to buy a guitar. I think I have a guitar. I need to tune my guitar and learn how to play the guitar.
You know, I started taking guitar lessons when I was about maybe 10 years old, and I did it for about 2 years, and then unfortunately I moved, and when I moved I was too far away from my guitar instructor, and I quit playing, and I regret it to this day because I think I would be a pretty decent...
To this day!
I think I would be a pretty decent guitar player if
All
I
right,
stuck
Troy.
with it.
All right, I hear you, Troy.
Oh,
that was a classic.
That
Troy.
was very Troy.
You could be a great guitar player if you knew how to play the guitar.
I don't have the patience for it anymore. I tried to pick it back up a few years ago, but I don't have the patience.
I learned a G chord and a D chord, and you know what?
I learned how to tap the guitar to make it sound like a drum.
My short, stubby, fat fingers. My Vienna sausage fingers.
Yeah, your fingers have to be calloused too.
I can't play the guitar.
Now, if I'm going to learn how to play the guitar, I want to be able to do like some Prince stuff. Or
okay.
Oh, so you're
Prince
going from like 0 to 120?
Yeah,
just like.
Yeah, you know how long you'd have to do.
Skip the chords, just go right to the solos.
Yeah.
For Chandler. All right, Jamie says, Clip, would you want to take over from Morgan when he retires from football, PA? Sure, sign me up. He said, not that he's retiring anytime soon, just curious. Can we hear your Where It Is a First Down Pirates? No, Jamie, I'm not giving you that for free. What do you want me to do, dance for you, Jamie? You want me to do a little...
Dance, boy.
No, Jamie, I'm not going to do that.
Where It Is a First Down.
Wait, Chandler just took the job.
Pirates.
Oh, you're out. Sorry. That was not... Don't put that on your resume.
Where It Is a First Down. Hold on. Ball will be spotted at the 42-yard line. Where It Is a First Down. Pirates. Arg.
I like the setup. I didn't love your Pirates.
Pirates.
Maybe I'm going more John C. Moore. Pirates.
Arg.
Okay. Wait, are you auditioning for that job?
Where It Is a First Down.
All right, sounds like you are.
Pirates.
Speaking of said Pirates, the East Carolina baseball Pirates nearing that magical 40 number as East Carolina with the sweep this weekend moves to 38-14 on the year, 15-6 in league play, 29-4 at home. The bugaboo is on the road, where East Carolina away from Clark LeClaire 9-10 this year. They can improve that record. Chandler, does East Carolina end the season with a winning road record? Yes or no?
Yes.
I agree. To do that,
do we not agree?
They need to take 2 of 3 from South Florida coming up this weekend. Will they end the conference tournament with a winning neutral site record? They're 0-1 right now.
Yes.
Okay. So you think they have success in the conference tournament?
Yes, to success.
We are built for success with the pitching, and that showed with more weekly honors. And we'll talk about this with Coach Godwin. Just every week, another name popping up. Remember last week we talked about 4 different ECU pitchers winning Conference Pitcher of the Week. On the honor roll this week, AMAC, a couple of bombs yesterday, and Danny Beal.
Yes, sir.
Also making the honor roll. So just 2 more guys that they're not forgotten, of course. You count on Beal and also AMAC in the lineup every day, but not 2 of your most productive, especially with AMAC. But man, had him a big game yesterday.
Had one on Saturday.
And is just I don't know, maybe getting hot at the right time. I'll tell you who else is getting hot at the right time. I called it, and so did Patrick Mason with his pick to click. But I remember after the I meant to pull this up today because I like playing clips, making myself sound like I know what I'm talking about. But I said Josh Moylan, and I know he struck out 3 times against Old Dominion, but he's hitting the ball hard. Guess what? He's hitting the ball hard.
He's hitting the ball hard.
He's hitting the ball hard.
Very hard.
And that was Patrick Mason's pick to click. Third straight P. Mace pick to click to homer during the weekend.
Crazy. Every time Josh Mullen was going to bat, I was like, all right, let's see if he can do it. Can we make it 3 in a row for P. Mace, Patrick Mason? And sure enough, Josh Mullen hits one over the outfield wall, and the pick to click continues to roll on for Patrick Mason.
John said, how hard, Clip? Really hard.
Really, really, really hard. Solid?
As a rock. Nice to see Johnny Stats. He hates that nickname. Johnny Robertson yesterday. Saw him after the game. Very humble guy.
I think he's just very humble.
He apologized for some crack he took at me like weeks ago that I forgot about. I'm like, Johnny, dude.
He asked me if I had a couple of beers when I did the watch along the other day by myself. And I was like, no, I was just loving what I was doing and was very excited.
But Johnny, great to see you, but there's a new Mr. Stats in town.
Uh-oh.
How about Joshy Stats?
Josh Thomas?
Josh Thomas has one for us.
What's he got?
By the way, Josh, good to see you this weekend. When I'll get to that in a moment. Joshy Stats says the Pirates are 30-0 when scoring 6 or more runs this year. Is that true? I had a little stat to consider. East Carolina, this is the third time.
Stats to consider.
Let me correct my stat. Second time this year, East Carolina has scored double-digit runs in 3 straight games. They did it once earlier this year. They did it against the Memphis Tigers. So the Pirates can put some runs on the board. They're going to win ball games. That's how good the pitching has been this year. I want to say thanks to Josh for talking to me on Saturday, because Chandler multiple times on Friday said, hey, man, folks are coming in town. We're going to be out there at the jungle early. Come stop by. Say hey to the folks. You said that to me multiple times on Friday. I go out there. I walk by Brandon Manning's spot. He's not there. All right, fine. I won't here to see Brandon anyway. It would have been nice to say hello, grab a chili dog, but he wasn't out there yet. So I go to the jungle, look around. No Chandler. I talked to Josh. I talked to Jared, Pack the Jungle guy. Say what's up to them fine folks. Text you. We're not out there yet. I said, oh, cool. Thanks for inviting me multiple times. Almost pressuring me into doing it. Like, it's not.
No, I remember saying on Friday, like, hey, please go out there. please be there.
Like, yeah, I mean, I could sit at home a couple more minutes, but no, I'll go out there early because Chandler wanted me to go so bad. Not a nary honeycut to be found. Not one honeycut in the building.
I felt so bad.
I'm like, all right. Well,
I remember you texted me. I was like, and my response was, I didn't even think about me telling you. I was just like,
oh, good.
No.
Thanks.
I was like, no, not yet. But we'll be there. And then that's when you text back and said, oh, so glad that I came out here like you told me to. And I laughed. And then I was like, laughed. And I was like, oh my gosh. Then I felt real bad.
Dude, I was just screwing with you.
I know.
It's all good.
But my parents didn't get here till about 2:00. And you text me at like 2:15. I was like, my parents just got here. They brought our little miniature Dotson. Got her settled. Then we went to Sup Dogs. So.
Anyway, that was fun. I always love joshing with you, Chan, man. And you give me a lot of reasons to do so. So I appreciate it.
That one was definitely on me.
All right, let's take a break. I see some Pirate pitchers rolling in, so we'll get to the Delcor Players Lounge when we return. Pirate Radio Live, we got Josh Groves and Garrett Saylor joining us on the other side of this timeout. More to go right after this.
Legal to dig without first calling 811? 811 is a free program that locates underground utilities, marking them with flags and paint lines so you know where not to dig. Accidentally digging into utility lines interrupts service and could seriously hurt you or someone else. If you know someone who's planning to dig, encourage them to call 811 at least 3 full working days before they dig. 811 is free, it's safe, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Greenville Utilities and this station.
Bud Light was proved to be delicious and easy to drink beer, even when little things in life are hard, like when the game is going into overtime, but you have even more time to enjoy it in a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep wants you to spring into summer in style. It's time for grilling, going to the pool, heading to the beach, and enjoying the great outdoors with a Memorial Day sales event at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Save up to 17% off all in-stock 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie models. That's up to $11,000 off a brand new 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie. Save up to $5,000 on a 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, America's most awarded SUV, or lease one for only $389 per month. How about a 2023 Jeep Gladiator Sport? Save up to $4,500 off the ultimate off-road pickup truck, or lease one for only $419 a month.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the Crackville in Greenville. Come see us.
Grand Cherokee lease is 24 months, 10,000 miles per year, $29.99 due at signing. Gladiator lease is 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, $29.99 due at signing. Offers do not include tax, tags, and $7.99 admin fee. Customers must qualify for all applicable rebates. See dealer for details.
In studio today with Frank Lee with Appliances Superstore. Frank, why should people go see you?
We make buying appliances easy, just that simple. We have the largest selection of in-stock appliances in Eastern North Carolina, which helps our customers save money every day. We offer a 12-month warranty on our appliances, plus we deliver and set up your new appliances and remove your old ones. Come visit us at the Appliances Superstore off 264 behind the new DMV, or shop us online at AppliancesSuperstore.com. Remember, we make buying appliances easy at the Appliances Superstore.
It's time to think about our graduates. Hi, it's Russell with Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. 40 years in business means we know a lot when it comes to graduation season. Whether it's that just perfect gift, a small reminder, or a gift certificate, we can help. Russell's is fully stocked for the occasion. We're a full-service men and women's clothing store dedicated to customer service. Our signature gift wrap is free and beautiful. Remember, it's all about you, our pirate friends and customers at Russell's in historic downtown Washington.
It's time to save big and save now during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Memorial Day markdowns. Beautiful furniture for your home with Memorial Day markdowns you have to see to believe. Plus 6 months special financing. Save up to 70% off clearance items. Plus take an additional 25% off accessories. This is a must-shop event with incredible savings store-wide. Start sleeping better and save on a new mattress with up to 48 months special financing now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. David Price Construction, the proud ECU home services partner. Call them today at 919-291-5532 or visit them online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you, Hour 2, Pirate Radio Live, Delcor Players Lounge edition of the show. And maybe the last time we see these guys in studio for a while. They're off to Florida for South Florida and then the AAC tournament after that. Hopefully some home baseball to be determined there when it comes to a regional, but definitely some postseason baseball somewhere for these Pirates. Josh Groves and Garrett Saylor joining us here in the Pirate Radio studios. Fellas, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. How you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, feeling good, doing good.
Practice today?
Yeah, we
everything
had
good?
Light practice. It was just batting practice, really, and then we went.
No shutouts, so no BP for you guys?
Yeah, we were hoping for at least one of those games to be a shutout, but
yeah, wasn't in the cards.
Some swings off.
Garrett, I love that they showed your senior highlights on the video. One of them was your base hit.
My base hit.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was surprising. I loved it.
Great to see. Well, great sweep over the weekend against Memphis, and once again the Pirates are streaking. So picked that midweek game up against Old Dominion, came back, and that was a long one, by the way, and we'll talk about your start in that one, Garrett, but got 3 more wins this weekend, so feeling good, right? Everybody's feeling good right now.
Yeah, we're feeling good, ready for Campbell tomorrow. Yeah, I think everyone is excited for that game tomorrow because it's a big game RPI-wise, big game for us, and hopefully we get a good crowd there tomorrow night.
So, Garrett, great start against Old Dominion, and you're going to get the ball again tomorrow. So, kind of a bittersweet memory, I guess, facing Campbell last time, right? It was your best performance maybe of the year, but also the game where you went down with injury. So what do you remember about that one, I guess, good and bad?
Yeah, I had all my stuff working the last time we were at Campbell, or we played at the minor league park in Fayetteville. And I went down with an injury, put me out for a couple weeks, but excited to pitch against him again tomorrow night. Yeah, and Josh, good performance out of you on Friday, but the one thing we talk about, walks, and 4 walks is too many for you, right? And you know that you're aware of that, but how did you feel about your performance on Friday? It was okay. It was probably down there with one of the worst ones, for me, just looking back at it, but at the end of the day, I only gave up 1 run. We scored a bunch in the first, so I had a big margin for error, and just something to work on for next week. We've talked to you guys, too, about whether you're facing a lead or a deficit. You try to not think about that, right? But does that sometimes affect you when you're pitching? Like, hey, I can take the foot off the gas, or hey, I maybe need to, over hit the gas here. You try not to let it affect you, but does it? Yeah, sometimes, if you're in like a tight game and you're hoping the offense scratches one, you might put a little too much pressure on yourself, and sometimes when you have a big lead, you might take the foot off the gas, but the guys that do it the best, it doesn't matter what the score is. They just go out there and do their job. Still went 4 1/3. Were able to strike out 3, and again, only 2 hits, 1 run allowed, but 85 pitches in the 4 1/3. Any I don't know, nerves Friday night? Any different for you at all? No. I think the last 3 weeks, just been working on a lot of mechanical stuff, and I think sometimes when I go out there, I'm focused a little too much on the mechanics instead of just going out there and competing. So I think that's just a reflection of the walks, the hit by pitches, the last few outings. But I try to treat every start like the same. How was it seeing another Pirate pitcher get on the AAC honor roll this week? It was Danny Beal. It's like a different guy every week for you guys, Garrett. It just shows the strength of this staff. I've said it before, Josh would be a Friday night starter somewhere if it wasn't East Carolina probably, and Garrett, you'd be in every rotation across the country if it wasn't for East Carolina. I mean, it just shows the depth of the staff to see all these guys, and this week it was Danny. Yeah, I mean, we did go through that stretch where we didn't have any guys on a roll, but I'm glad to see that we're back on track, and it's awesome having our pitching staff be so deep this year, because it seems like we can throw any guy out there and he'll go out there and compete at a high level. I know last year we couldn't do that. It was tough for us, but this year it's helped us get through the season and stayed healthy. Talking to Garrett Saylor and Josh Groves, health a very important thing this time of year, and it looks like the Pirates are in a pretty good spot when it comes to that. Trey Savage getting back in and working. And how's young Root coming along? As you veterans watch him here late in the year, sometimes you hear about the freshman wall in sports and things like that, but what have you seen from Root? How do you think he's doing here late in the year? I think he's doing good. I mean, I think he's figuring out what it takes to manage your body through a full season, and that's something that it's different for everybody on how you take care of yourself and how quickly you recover
But I mean, he's been great for us all year, and we're gonna need him in the postseason too. So,
Garrett, what advice do you give the younger pitchers on the staff, being through so many innings in your career?
I mean, just take it day at a time. I mean, you can't look to the future, and you can't try to do too much when you're up on the mound. You got to be yourself when you go out there and attack the zone as best you can. You're just going out there to compete and get outs. You're letting your defense work. But yeah, Root's done a great job this year, and he's only getting better. So I'm looking forward to seeing him grow.
You know, you're on the bump to start tomorrow, Garrett. Are you like mentally throwing pitches? Are you in the game? Like what do you think about pregame, or do you get away from it? How do you handle it?
I've been a reliever for so long that I stick to a reliever's routine.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm just kind of hanging out with the guys before the game. So like I don't really think about it, because I feel like if I start thinking about it, I'll think too much.
Right.
So I kind of just have an open mind, just kind of calm my nerves a little bit. So yeah.
A couple other things, Garrett. I think you are the official high fiver to Hoove coming off the field.
Yeah.
How long's that been going on?
I think I started it last year.
Yeah.
But I started doing it as a joke because I'm so much taller than Hoover is, and I like to watch him jump up and give me a high five, and we just keep doing it, and it's just like I'd say it's kind of like a superstition now.
Yeah.
Like I just do it every game after every inning.
And sometimes there's a ball flip too, I guess, for next inning, right?
Jake Hunter started doing a ball flip.
Okay.
He's still working on it. The timing is off sometimes. Sometimes he'll give him a good one, but
I'm glad Jake's able to pitch well with all the extracurricular things he has going on. Official team dancer.
You would have told me that like Jake would be that guy sprinting down from the bullpen to dance. I would tell you're lying. Like,
You didn't see that coming?
No.
He's come out of his shell.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now everybody wants it. A little Parker Bird duet this weekend. It was good stuff. Garrett also saw, I think, and this might change, but somebody's got to catch the helmet from the home run hitter.
Yeah, I'm the one.
You're that guy too. Yeah. I love how all you guys have assigned like roles way away from the game.
It kind of just happens.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it one game and we're like, that was kind of cool. We'll do it again.
Garrett Saylor, Josh Gross, if you have a question, you can get it in. Great question to ask some of the taller players on the team from Atticus. Who is the best basketball player on the team? Probably we've had this discussion before, but catch us up, guys. Who's the best baller?
I
don't know. We got some good
if you ask Spivey, he's going to say himself.
Oh, yeah. I think I have, actually.
That's how he is.
But if you ask Spivey who the best guitar player is, he'd probably say himself.
He doesn't even play guitar.
I think anyone else plays,
I don't really know.
I mean, I think JC's pretty good.
Yeah, JC can jump a little bit.
I'd say we're up there.
Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm more of a rebound and passer guy.
Hey, that's all you got. Just a material guy, you know?
The hustler. I like it.
Hoover is not a bad basketball. I know he's short, but he's a menace. I've played with him before.
Spivey is pretty good at basketball.
Spivey is good at basketball.
All right, I'll ask Spivey. I'll say who's the second best player and see who he says.
There you go.
Boy, Lane Hoover, I don't think anybody in the country has more singles where he hits it 30 feet in the air and like 10 feet long.
That's called the Hoover Special.
It is a thing of beauty, man. It just gets on base. It's awesome to see. Speaking of Hoover, great jungle jumps by Denny Hoover and Julia Hoover over the weekend. Now, your mother didn't try the jump, I don't think.
No, I didn't think she was. I don't think she can jump.
But man, Mama Hoover's jungle jump was.
She kind of like Velcro to the wall.
Exactly. I was trying to describe that earlier. It was kind of like bug on a windshield. It was a splat, and but man, what a special weekend! And Garrett, I saw pregame Cliff talking to the team and focusing on yourself, Spivey, and Hoover. He got emotional himself, and I don't know. That's kind of, and I don't. You didn't throw this weekend, did you?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Spivey went out that day of the speech. I remember had a great performance, but to kind of compartmentalize that with the game itself, that's a lot of emotions going on, right?
Yeah. There was a lot of emotions going throughout that whole weekend. I mean, we've been here for 5 years. We've put so much into this program, and Coach G has trusted us. And I mean, playing behind him is something special, and playing with the guys is special, and it was a good weekend.
And Josh, I guess you wanted to send those guys out on a high note, right? Probably the underclassmen wanted to make sure they went out a winner for these guys this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's how I would want it. If I was a senior, I'd want to end on a high note. And I got a lot of faith that after Tuesday we'll be back home for the regional, but you never know. But definitely, if that was the last time we're at a weekend series at home for them, I mean, that was a good way to end it.
It was awesome. Yeah, great crowd and just great stuff on the field with the man, you guys are bookworms too. I had to read out all your accomplishments, and a lot of those were all academic awards. So, been hitting the books, graduates, and gonna have a bright future. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. Got questions regarding dancing. Let's see. Got some questions regarding cheating. Not that you guys did, but other teams. And what jerseys will the team be wearing tomorrow? I think I know the answer to that because of our chat with Paul Lucas from UniWatch. He's going to be coming in here to celebrate Purple Amnesty Day tomorrow. I believe we're going to see the Powder Purples. Does that sound right to y'all?
Yeah.
We'll
be seeing the Powder Purples.
I think they're coming out for a Tuesday game at Clark LeClaire. So a lot more to go with Josh Groves, Garrett Saylor. If you have a question, you can get it in now. More to go after this.
'Cause I can use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see.
This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing.
This is Mike Hoggart with Viva Electric.
This is Mark McGlawhorn, Roland Black Heating and Cooling.
We have teamed up to form New Blue Service Group, offering Eastern North Carolina the best in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Same great local team, same great local service, just a new name. Contact us at callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Call us today to help with your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Go Pirates.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in Uptown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Wally's 2 Kettle Corn in Winterville is where you can find the tastiest popcorn around. Make it a movie night at home with Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. They have over 50 flavors to choose from, including classics like cheddar, caramel, and my favorite, better butter. Or try their specialty flavors such as Chicago Style, Wintergreen Mix, and MJ's Cheesecake. Wally's 2 also caters, so if you're hosting a party or event, satisfy your company with delicious popcorn. Check them out on Facebook or stop by and see Wally today on Fire Tower Road across from Sam Jones Barbecue. Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. Make it a poppin' day.
Are you one of the estimated 17 million people in the U.S. suffering from dry eye disorders that are not resolved using over-the-counter or prescription eye drops? Ask ArcPoint Labs about Serum Tears, a natural dry eye solution. At ArcPoint Labs, Serum Tears are tailor-made for you from a quick blood draw, providing a sterile and natural option to help those with dry eye conditions. Contact your ophthalmologist or optometrist for a prescription or contact ArcPoint Labs to help you find one. Visit ArcPoint Labs' new location on Dixon Avenue near the intersection of Arlington Boulevard or schedule online at arcpointlabs.com.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Celebrating a special grad but no time to cook? Why not let Jimmy John's cater your graduation party? Enjoy Jimmy John's famous Mini Jimmys in 12, 18, or 30-piece party packs made to order with fresh baked bread, hand-sliced meats, and local veggies, and delivered right to you. Whether you have a few guests or a few hundred, Jimmy John's will make your graduation gathering an A-plus event. Jimmy John's, open 7 days a week in Greenville and Wilson. Order now on the Jimmy John's app or online at jimmyjohns.com.
Pirate Radio.
It's important to me that we're able to connect the past, the tradition of East Carolina football, our current roster, and the future of what this program is going to be.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their utility costs, and you can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation, and GUC will match all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Josh Gross, Garrett Saylor joining us in the Delcor Players Lounge. If you have an issue with your heating, cooling, plumbing, you can call the service professionals at Delcor. Go online, delcorinc.com. They will take care of you every single time. Got a lot of questions rolling in. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can get them in for Josh Gross, Garrett Saylor. We got Carter Spivey coming up, and Cliff Godwin will be joining us coming up at 5 o'clock. All right, so we talked about the powder purples for Tuesday against Campbell. Christian says, what hat are y'all wearing tomorrow? Garrett, do you have that information?
I think the purple in the back with the white in the front.
Okay. This weekend they were wearing your favorites there, Josh, the red, white, and blue pirate.
That one probably wouldn't look bad with the
I think it would look good, yeah.
And your dad was recognized at the game on Friday. I was not out there. I saw a tweet about it for his service as a Marine, and said that was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, it was really cool. He wasn't expecting that, and I think they had his name on the scoreboard. I think he was really surprised by it. I think he liked it a lot.
Awesome stuff. All right, would you rather play a doubleheader or just one game a day? How do you guys feel about that?
One game a day.
One game a day.
All right, there you go. Asked and answered. What is your favorite start time for a game?
I like the night games, dude. Like
probably
6:30.
Yeah.
Under the lights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not as hot and humid.
Yeah.
But yeah,
night
games are fun.
Part 2 of that question was pros and cons. Is it easier, harder, early versus night games? Like, I don't know, the sun, I guess, really doesn't affect you. So
doesn't affect us sometimes. Yeah. I mean, it'll affect first baseman sometimes, but
yeah. I mean, if we're gonna play in the day, I'd like it to be almost kind of early, so that we can kind of hang out.
Yeah,
like a 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock game.
Right. What's the critter situation out there? Mosquitoes, bugs, anything
on the mound?
Yeah, just
there is one day throughout like the whole week where the bugs will be bad in the outfield, but usually the bugs aren't bad at all. But it's usually like gnats.
The worst the bugs were ever when I was pitching was College of Charleston.
Yeah,
it was terrible. It was like they had like sand fleas everywhere, and you're hitting like the one eye trying to pitch, trying to swat it.
That was bad.
That's brutal. I wonder if they do that on purpose, kind of put them out there for you guys.
I mean, I would hate to. I mean, I don't doubt it. They probably get sick of it playing there.
This is a good question, Jamie. He says, is there a question you'd like Clip to ask Coach Godwin that you'd be too nervous to ask him? An anonymous Coach Godwin question. The problem is if you say it on the air, he can go back and see it. Yeah. So this might be tricky. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's... I
mean, all you guys want to bat, right? So... there's that.
Yeah, but I mean, the answer would be no. And
yeah.
There's a pretty good reason why behind that. Can I get in at bat? No, you're not a hitter.
We talked to, I think, was it you and Carter in here, Garrett, when we were talking about calling pitches, like if AK got thrown out? And Carter said he's wanted to call pitches before, but
yeah, Spivey thinks he'll call him.
He's always been given the no on that.
Yes.
So. I guess you guys are just going to be asked to do your role and stay out of all the other stuff.
That's right.
Let's see. Any other questions? He said. So Jamie says he saw a junior college was busted for using electronic devices and helmets to get pitch signs. You guys saw that?
Yeah.
How often do you think that happens?
I didn't really understand it. So, like, what were they doing? They had like a mic in there or something saying the fastball's coming.
I have not seen this story. I wonder if there's like 1 buzz for fastball, 2 for breaking or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's. I don't know how frequent that is, but.
And I don't know. I've never been in that situation, but at that point, you're almost too much thinking going on too. Like I feel like that could backfire on you.
Yeah, it's kind of like sometimes whenever like you pick a pitcher signs, the hitters don't even want to know it because they just want to react to it. And
exactly.
Like waiting for this perfect pitch and it doesn't come, and then they feel like it. It does them a disservice. They want to just figure it out themselves.
Jamie says, let's say you're having a tough outing and see the bullpen start to warm up. What goes through your mind? How does it affect you? I don't know.
That's probably my least favorite thing on the mound.
When you see a guy,
it's like the second inning and you walk a guy and you just see like 2 guys running the bullpen. And you're just like, wow, a lot of faith in me there.
I try not to look in the dugout.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to see them like running around telling somebody to go down to the bullpen. I try to
keep the blinders on.
Yeah.
Josh, you ever wave him back to the dugout?
No, no, that would he'd probably
not go well
faster than the second time you walk a guy.
Jake Agnos did that one time and it didn't work out too good.
Oh yeah, I was telling you, Garrett, that you need to go to a Canes game.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the Canes playoff game against the Capitals. That's why I remember that when Jake was about to throw a complete game, and he told Godwin he wasn't leaving. Is that what you were?
Yeah, Jake was at 132 pitches. He threw like 8 in the third, and Coach G's going out there to get him, and Jake's like, no, do not. So
how'd that end up?
Not good.
With him out of the game.
I'm not going to go into detail, but Jake shouldn't have done that.
And I want to say that was the same year, was it a week or 2 later, where he throws that gem against NC State in the regional. And just, I don't know. I love that they both came away because they respect each other, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's what you want out of a competitor. But at the end of the day, Cliff's word goes. Yeah. That's just kind of the way it is, right? Which player, that's a good one from Christian. Which player would be most likely to come back after graduation to join the coaching staff? Who are the future coaches on this roster? Who do you think?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, maybe Carter Cunningham?
Yeah, Carter could.
Charlie probably could.
Yeah, I could probably see Charlie come back.
That's probably, I mean, I don't really think anyone really wants to be a coach, to be honest with you.
Not a college coach.
That's playing like, that's all like that is.
I want to be a high school coach. I don't want to.
High school coach would be cool.
I don't want to be a college coach. I could see Charlie come back and coach.
All right. Adam, not a question but a comment. He said he was sitting with a couple of Memphis players' parents, and they commented on how much they love the atmosphere here. So that's always cool to hear. And that's why you guys chose to play here.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys, just talking to some guys on other teams, they love coming here just because it's going to be a fun environment, and they don't get that in a lot of places that they play.
Adam says, Jake Hunter is the most visible dancer on the team. Is he the best dancer on the team?
I don't think we had too many dancers on the team, so I'm going to say yes.
By default?
Yes, he wins by default.
My favorite thing is he only has like 3 or 4 moves, but he sticks with them. Like and I think that's good. Don't do anything you're not comfortable with. He does
it's like
this.
Don't reinvent the wheel. You know, it works.
Exactly. Stick with what works, and he does a great job of that. Kenny says, great weekend series. You guys prefer the river or the ocean for downtime? Which one would you pick?
I'm a big ocean guy.
Yeah, I could do. I'll go with the ocean.
I like lakes too. Like lakes
I did like
kind of.
I like going.
What are you doing? You skiing or
tubing? Just on a boat, just hanging out.
All right.
But I feel like I kind of grew up with the beach, so I like to go to the beach and sit in the sand.
You more a rock or a country guy?
Country.
All right, country it is. Garrett Saylor and Josh Groves joining us. Garrett going to get the ball coming up against the Campbell Fighting Camels on Tuesday. Great outing against them last time around, and obviously you don't want to get swept by those guys. You owe them one here, so a huge game coming up on Tuesday. And Josh, I know you love it when it's full, and I think it's going to be full tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's going to be a really good crowd.
Garrett, how do you let the home crowd help you? Because, I mean, you go to a road environment, it's a big crowd, but they're against you. How does a big crowd on your side help you out?
Yeah, I mean, I just try to get them involved. So that means, for me, just going out there and competing and throwing up zeros on the board. And I think our offense does a good job of getting the crowd into it when they're scoring a bunch of runs. Like, you'll see Coach G at third base pumping the crowd up. But for me, it's just, I honestly don't really focus on the crowd. Yeah, they can help us, but like I try to stay zoned in on J-Dub when he's back there.
Well, yeah, I feel like people just want to see, like, people want to see obviously you pitch well, but what really gets the crowd going is offense. So when they're rolling and then you're pitching well too, it's pretty hard to beat that crowd. But it's hard to get the crowd totally into it when if it's kind of a slow offensive day, even if you're throwing really well.
True, yeah. When Cliff starts, when he's at third, does the one arm wave, you know it's time to get into it.
And then you got Todd Howell up in the stands, just getting everybody into it as well. He sits in, like, I guess, section like 403 or 402.
It's like right under the press box.
Yeah, but he'll be the one sitting there that looks like he's flapping his wings like a bird. He stands up the entire game, and it's awesome.
I meant to ask you guys this. This has been like 2 weeks. It was the Saturday night game. I thought it was a child, but it was a grown woman because she had an alcoholic beverage. Did you hear the screaming?
You don't know. That could be a child.
It could be. You're right. Did you hear? Do you know what I'm talking about? The screaming?
Outfield?
No, it was. It was behind home plate.
What was she saying?
She was calling out who was hitting. She was saying maybe AMAC or Josh, but right as the pitch was coming, she would go, "AMAC, focus," which is like the last thing you want to hear if you're trying to focus.
No, I didn't.
Eventually, her friends were escorted out.
Friends were, but not her?
I think she may have been too, but by the time I saw her friends getting escorted out, she was already gone. I didn't know if you guys were aware of that going on.
I would have laughed so hard. I wish I said the same thing.
Robert says he was not a fan of the umping this weekend. I won't talk to you guys about that.
Actually, ask Coach G about that. He'll probably give you his honest answer.
All right. I'll ask Coach G about that, and Newton, I'll ask him about the health of Jacob Starling. I think Coach would rather handle the injury questions, I would imagine. Yeah. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We're going to get to the best basketball player and guitar player on the team, Carter Spivey.
And everything else.
According, he's the best at everything. We'll talk to him about that when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Delcor Players Lounge, back with you after this.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, how can you help people with service in 2023?
We continue to offer free pickup and drop off for the customers, and our customers' time is valuable. So we've added 3 additional Express Lube technicians to reduce wait time. That's our number one goal for 2023. And please don't forget, we service all makes and models. We're voted number 1 in Greenville by the customer. Come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
The Beach Tavern Bar and Grill has been the place to be for over 50 years. BT's is the best local sports bar in the heart of Atlantic Beach. Located on West Fort Macon Road across from Pacific, BT's has daily food specials, a late night menu, cold beer, pool, darts, and live entertainment for everyone to enjoy. Make it a summer to remember at the Beach Tavern Bar and Grill. Follow BT's on Facebook and Instagram for all the daily specials and events. BT's, the place for fun in Atlantic Beach this summer.
Big jobs on big properties demand a big side-by-side. A side-by-side like the first ever Honda Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew. This flagship model delivers serious power and performance where you need it most. Even more, it offers best-in-class comfort for 6 occupants with back seat legroom beyond compare. As for build quality, we'll let the Honda name speak for itself. Head to Ron Ayers Motorsports and see the all-new Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew today on approved credit. See dealer for details.
Hey, Pirate Nation. Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
To keep your bodies active and engaged in the activities that you love, you need a good stretch. And at Bodies in Balance, that's the mission they follow to give you the best quality of life. With years of experience, the team at Bodies in Balance can create a stretch or massage program that is right for you. And from May 10th through May 17th, take advantage of their package deals. If you buy a 4-stretch package, you get 1 free stretch. An 8-stretch package gets you 2 free stretches. And a 12-stretch package gets you 3 free stretches. Call today at 916-4530 and check them out online at bodiesandbalance.com.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
In studio today with Frank Lee with Appliances Superstore. Frank, why should people go see you?
We make buying appliances easy, just that simple. We have the largest selection of in-stock appliances in Eastern North Carolina, which helps our customers save money every day. We offer a 12-month warranty on all our appliances, plus we deliver and set up your new appliances and remove your old ones. Come visit us at the Appliances Superstore off 264 behind the new DMV, or shop us online at appliancessuperstore.com. Remember, we make buying appliances easy at the Appliances Superstore.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's hot dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's hot dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's hot dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers, or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you have real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about the current real estate market, or do you need a property manager for rental houses? ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX and SD Harris Properties can help answer every question you have and show you a stress-free real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. If you have real estate questions, Scott has answers. Call Scott Harris today at 347-1857. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live, Delcor Players Lounge Monday. If you have issues with your heating, cooling, plumbing, call the service professionals at Delcor, 321-8868. Visit delcorinc.com, and the service professionals will take care of you. All right, Carter Spivey joining us now inside the Pirate Radio studios, as Senior Day has come and gone, and emotional day, Carter, Mother's Day, Senior Day, all the everything kind of coming together this weekend, and also 3 Pirate wins. So great weekend, right?
Yeah, very great weekend. Obviously, Senior Day was very emotional, and Mother's Day obviously is it's great having my mom and the rest of my family in town, and obviously came away with 3 wins this weekend. 4 on the week was a pretty good weekend.
And on that Senior Day, you do the pregame. You've got, I saw the great behind the scenes access of Coach Godwin talking to you guys, and he's choking up, and you got to kind of put all that aside. Hoover starts that game. You come in and go 3 2/3 and have a great performance. So I don't know, what's it like kind of setting the emotions aside for the game itself?
I'm not gonna lie, I was tearing up a little bit before the game, getting a little choked up with the video and the whole presentation and everything. And once the game started, kind of back to business. You know what I mean? And we were able to, their starter was really good. He shut us down for, I don't remember, six innings or so, something like that. And we just kind of had to scratch and claw, and we were able to get the win.
Yeah, and you throw 48 pitches. Again, you get the win, 6-2 on the year in your roll back to the bullpen. So tell us about that, Carter, back where you won AAC Pitcher of the Year last year. How do you like being in that role?
It's very comfortable. I know early in the season against UNC, I came out of the pen. It was the Sunday game, and I think it was first and second, nobody outs, and it felt like good old days, you know what I mean? And felt really comfortable. And, a couple weeks ago, I sat down with Coach Godwin and AK and talked from not just a personal perspective, but a team perspective that, I think it would help boost the bullpen and maybe boost morale, because I think at that time we were struggling a little bit. We weren't playing our best baseball, and I think it's kind of like a natural fit.
And, you certainly excel in that situation. Carter Spivey joining us here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Garrett Saylor going to get the start against Campbell tomorrow. Carter, are you available if needed for Tuesday?
Absolutely.
Good to hear. So, and you probably like that too, right? Like waking up, going to the ballpark, knowing that it could be your day, right? That you're not assigned a day necessarily.
That's right. That's really the main difference between starting and relieving is you don't necessarily know when you're going to be put in the game, but you're always ready.
What was Monday's practice like for you guys today?
Let's see. We had team breakfast, lift, and then got our throwing in, and the position players took BP, and that was it.
All right, so not too much for you on this Monday. How is it going now that you are just a baseball player, done with school and all that?
Oh, it's wonderful. I'm loving it. It's the best time of the year.
Yeah, no doubt. And all the focus is on baseball. You're about to make a long trip where you guys go down to South Florida and then to Clearwater for the AAC tournament. So got your bags packed and everything ready?
Not right now, but probably after this I need to get working on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to pack a lot of stuff.
Quite a bit. How much were you guys scoreboard watching at what was going on Houston and Tulane this weekend?
Honestly, I mean, it was probably a little bit, but it really wasn't as much as you might think, because at the end of the day, we just got to be focused on what we're doing, because at the end of the day, that's really all we can control.
Well, I am going to ban Corey Glore from the show after Tulane's performance this weekend. I'm going to do my part. But still a chance to win the regular season. You got to take care of your business first. And again, another something, Carter, that you don't control, but RPI sitting right now at 19. The rankings, your top 16. I don't know how much you guys look at that, but you kind of know what's on the line anyway, that every game certainly matters at this point.
Absolutely. I guess that's the beauty of playing baseball at East Carolina. Every game matters, and that's just kind of the way it's been, since I've been here, and maybe even before that. We just got to take every game like it's the most meaningful game there is.
If you got a question for Carter Spivey, you can get it in on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. We try to spread the love here, but sometimes you just got to hate. So Jamie wants to know, what team do you dislike the most that you play, and why?
I don't know that I dislike any teams, but there's some teams that are a little chirpier than others. Campbell being one of them, to be honest with you. So those games were usually a little more, intense.
Yeah, it got intense last time with Josh Moylan and Cliff Godwin after the game against the Campbell Fighting Camels. Man, we talked to Garrett a moment ago. Bittersweet for him. He was dealing against the Camels the first time around. Yep. Unfortunately, it's when he had his injury, but we'll be ready to go coming up Tuesday night, and you owe them one, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No doubt about that. How about the crowd, Carter? We talked to Garrett about it, said that he wants the crowd to get into it, but when he's pitching, he doesn't really notice it as much. He's so focused in. How about you? Do you use a home crowd to your advantage when you're on the mound?
To be honest with you, I don't really notice it.
Yeah.
Maybe when I was younger I did, because I was still kind of like a bright-eyed young kid, didn't really know what to expect. But these days, when I'm in the game pitching, I don't really notice it as much, just because I'm really dialed in on, pitching.
Great Senior Day festivities and Mother's Day as well, and your mother executed a beautiful cartwheel on the field. That was pretty cool. What did you think of that?
She sure did. I thought it was a bit much, but apparently, I guess how it went down was before the festivities or whatever. Garrett's mom was the ringleader, And she said, let's try to, do something funny and maybe try to embarrass them a little bit. And I think they did their job quite well. But, I said it's Mother's Day and let them have their moment. It's nice having them out there.
Saw Mama Hoove dancing and talked about her jungle jump a moment ago.
Oh, yeah.
It was beautifully executed. I meant to ask Garrett, too, as there's Miss Spivey and some the sprinkler from Miss Saylor. I wanted to ask you about the pitches because there was a picture. I meant to ask Saylor. His mom had a pretty good follow through on her pitch that I saw yesterday. I would love for you guys to kind of critique the moms at how they looked on the mound.
Well, I caught two pitches. two balls came my way.
So somebody messed up there.
I think it was Will Helms, the senior manager. His mom threw one that, had a good bit of arm side run, ran towards me. And,
right.
My mom.
A lot of life.
That's right. My mom gave me the good old bounce pass, and so I was trying to catch two balls at one time. That was interesting.
Really cool, and just kind of sets ECU apart, I think, from a lot of other places. Just how special it is. We had Lane Hoover's sister announcing him to the plate. Just the stuff like that, Carter, that you don't get a lot of places.
No, you don't. That's what makes Pirate Nation so great.
No doubt. Carter Spivey joining us. If you got a question, you can get it in before we let him go. Got another 5-10 minutes or so. So the guys were asked about this. Now you're the guy running in from the bullpen, but Jamie asked kind of the mental gymnastics of you walk a guy and you see a guy to the corner of your eye running to the bullpen. Like, you got to put all those factors out, but it's probably hard to do sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's not the greatest feeling, but at the end of the day, like if you're doing your job, I guess you don't really have to worry about it all too much. But it's definitely tough. Especially, I know there was one time early in the season, I think it was against George Mason, and it was like the second inning, and there was like a long review. So I'm like kind of standing around on the mound, and like the umpires where they come out of is like right by our dugout.
Oh, right.
And I'm looking over there, like waiting for him to come out, and I just see like 3 or 4 guys sprint down to the bullpen, and I was like, I gotta lock it in here.
Yep.
But it's nothing really you can do about it. Just gotta pitch better.
Thoughts on review, Carter? You want them to get the call right, but man, some of those things take a while. What do you think?
It's I guess it's obviously needed, but it's actually funny. One of our assistant coaches, Heath, he's like the guy, like if there's a review, like he goes and like pulls up the feed, and we'll tell the coaches what he thinks, and I'm pretty sure he's 0 for his last 10. He'll come into the dugout and like, he's out or he's safe, and then whatever he says, it's the complete opposite.
That's hilarious. There's always the TV analyst who gets it wrong, and he's the dugout, I guess, analyst, getting that wrong. All right, good stuff. Let's see. Also, how about sign stealing? So it's hard. It's impossible for teams to do now with the way you guys do it, right? But Jamie was saying he saw where a JUCO was busted for using electronic devices and helmets to cheat. Yeah,
interesting.
And said that how they were doing it. He said basically it was similar to the Astros situation. He said camera was grabbing signs, someone was feeding them to batters. So I don't know. You probably don't. Do you think that goes on a lot? Again, it probably can't with you guys, right?
Yeah, I don't know how it would. The only thing I can think of is like, especially with the watches, there's really only 2 ways. And the first would be, if you can pick up on where the catcher sets up for certain pitches. If he sets outside for fastballs and middle for breaking balls and off speed, then you can kind of tell what pitch is coming. But and another way is a pitcher if he's tipping in a certain way.
Talk about that a little bit, Carter. Like, how do you avoid tipping pitches? What's the key to that?
A lot of repetition. And then we actually practice that in the fall scrimmages and everything. We have guys that watch for that just to see, like, hey, like you're tipping pitches, like I know it's coming here, or, whatever. So that way we can actually like learn and identify it before the season starts.
You want to make your fastball come out or look like it's the same as your breaking ball, and
that's the goal.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Yeah.
All right. How many pitches are you throwing these days, Carter? What's working for you?
I got 4 pitches right now. I got 4-seam, cutter, sweeper, and changeup.
All right. What's the sweeper?
It's a slider. Yeah, it goes right to left, basically.
Yeah. Carter Spivey joining us. You got a question to get in, you can get it on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Robert asking, do you like the pitch clock?
Yeah, I mean, it speeds the game up, obviously, and helps. I think it helps keep everybody more engaged because, there's a certain amount of time where the pitch has to be delivered or whatever. And like I said, it speeds the game up, keeps the fans involved too, I think. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I like it, non-biased. But you guys are out there on the field. I guess if the batters don't have a problem with it either. Like we talked to Moylan and those guys, it hadn't really affected them. So I think it's good for the game.
Absolutely.
It's definitely sped up major league games this year.
Oh, they're like 2.5 hours long or something like that. It's crazy.
Robert has a lot of issues with the umps. He's talked about it all day. He says, "Are the umpires better from the non-conference as opposed to the American?" I mean,
it's actually interesting. I'm not positive this is how it works, but I think the umpires, I don't think they're based off of conference. I think they're just based off of like the geographic
regional
area. Yeah, like regional. So like, because I know we've had guys that will come to like our conference games, and then we'll see them at a non-conference game wearing an ACC hat. So,
yeah. Oh, really? The same guys?
Yeah.
I do find that. Like, I know nobody's going to cheat or anything, but when you see an ump wearing an ACC hat and you're playing against the ACC, it does make you feel like you're outnumbered a little bit. Like, it makes me uncomfortable. Chandler's guy, Wilson Rayner, former ECU long snapper, does a lot of games.
He tossed Cliff Godwin.
Yeah, he's a Pirate, Tolson Pirates. So
in Wilmington.
He's got to look unbiased, that's why.
Do you know these guys, like, first name basis?
I mean, I know a couple of them. I know there's one. He was the home plate umpire Sunday. His name's Jimmy. But other than
is he the short guy? There's one of those guys that is very short.
There's a short. I forget his name. But I mean, we know a couple of them just because they're always here for our scrimmages and games and stuff. But I mean, there's some guys we haven't seen before.
Do you talk to them at all, like before the game?
Nah, not really.
Maybe the catcher, if anybody's doing some talking on your behalf.
The catcher will probably have a pretty good reputation with them. But
how about those guys this year? Carter, Wilcox, and McChrystal. A lot of innings back there for Justin, obviously. And how are they holding up here late in the year?
Oh, they're great. And there's another one, Nick DeLisi, freshman. He's one of the hardest workers we got on the team. He's actually the bullpen catcher, and you see him run down between innings and warm the pitchers up between innings when J-Dub or Ryan's getting water or whatever. And I think a lot of that goes unnoticed, but he's a really hard worker, and I think he'll be a really good player in a couple of years.
Awesome. Talking to Carter Spivey, joining us, Delcor Players Lounge here on Pirate Radio Live. Adam saying, "Are we getting a pitch clock at Clark LeClaire next year?" I believe it's going to be mandated, right? Where there's a clock in the stadium.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, at least the only thing I don't know is where they're going to put it. I guess they'd have to put one maybe behind home plate somewhere and one in the outfield.
Make an addition to the scoreboard or something?
Yeah, I just don't know where exactly they'd put it.
And I guess that would be more for the fans, if any, because...
Well, I mean, it's helpful for the pitcher, too.
You think? Okay.
Because, you don't know. Because, the umpire's supposed to keep, a stopwatch or whatever, and as a pitcher, you're not counting in your head, so you don't really know.
I wonder if that countdown's going, and you won't have to experience it, because you won't be here, but, oh, crap, I got to get this pitch out, and, if it affects you. And
I remember we were playing at Cincinnati, what was that, not last weekend, but the weekend before, and... Landon Ginn actually got a pitch clock violation, and I came in the game and they had a clock right behind home plate.
Oh wow!
There was one time I came set, and there was 4 seconds left, and I was like, "Oh, I got to go," and I made the pitch. But I mean, it's definitely helpful, I guess.
Interesting. All right. Kenny wants to know your favorite place you have played besides of Clark LeClaire Stadium.
Ooh, I've played a few.
You've been around
places, yeah. I'll give you my top 3. Freshman year, we played at Ole Miss and Mississippi State. And
back to back, right?
Yep, really cool stadiums. And then underrated, big fan of UCF's ballpark.
Okay. What about their ballpark?
Just the vibes. I mean, they got palm trees all the way around. Cool. I think they're the way the stadium looks is cool. Great playing surface. Really loud speakers. It's really cool.
How about the spot in Clearwater? You like playing there for the tournament?
Yeah, I do.
That's nice. Good deal. You weren't here, I don't believe, when they had all those rain issues in Clearwater, and they had you playing. And I remember the game was televised between a chain link fence.
That was the year before I got here.
Okay, yeah. That was wild.
Because I remember Cooch, I think, pitched the championship game on like a backfield and it was like a 7-inning complete game against Houston, if I remember.
That's some old like rec league baseball stuff.
Absolutely.
There. Are we on the good field tonight?
Days.
Man, we got the bad field. Dang, that's good stuff. What's your favorite places to hang out and eat in town, Carter?
I mean, there's a couple. Big Longhorn Steakhouse fan, and me and my girlfriend are big fans of Plaza Azteca. That's our go-to place when we want to go out and get some dinner.
Good deal. Carter Spivey joining us. Carter, awesome stuff. Got Campbell coming up, South Florida, and then off to the AAC tournament. So might be the last time we see you in studio for a while. Maybe we can get you via phone. But enjoyed talking to you, man. Like you're pretty good at it.
Thank you. You too.
You gotta. Yeah. I hear you're pretty good at everything though, because we were asked the best basketball player, and they said if you ask Carter, he'll say it's him.
Yep.
And then they did admit that you actually are pretty good at basketball.
Well, I appreciate them saying.
Who's the second best player on the team, you think?
JC's good. He's a freak athlete, honestly. He's honestly probably the best. That's kind of like a run.
Well, he's got a little size on him.
He's like 6'6" or something like that, and he's freakish athlete. But yeah, I mean, I'm very confident in my abilities. I think I can hold my own.
What are you up to outside of baseball these days? You watching anything?
The Blacklist. I'm grinding the Blacklist.
Oh yeah, you told us that.
That's that was a suggestion from Sailor, and Charlie Hodges told me to watch it because I needed a new show, and it's a good one.
All right, The Blacklist, folks, on NBC. All right, Carter, thank you for hanging out, man. Good luck to you the rest of the way, and we'll talk again soon.
Awesome, thank you.
Carter Spivey joining us on the Delcor Players Lounge. East Carolina and Campbell going at it Tuesday at 6 o'clock. All right, let's take a break. We will come back. Cliff Godwin will join us coming up in hour number 3. You got a question for the coach, you can get that in. We'll recap the Memphis sweep and look at what's ahead as East Carolina now trying to get to that magical number of 40 wins. They can do that and potentially still win the AAC regular season. We'll talk about it with Coach Godwin and more. Hour 3, back with you after this.
In revenue, come on, Kevin. Son, I said, Mom, gotta let the music play.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's Way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's Way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's Way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
And then it was Tuesday.
We're here for the booty.
Party?
Pirate Water is here. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find Pirate Water in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
Pirate Water is here. 21 and older, please drink responsibly.
At US Cellular, you can get one line for just $29.99 with unlimited data, which is good news for you, friendly hermit who shuns society and lives in a cabin all by himself.
Wow, thanks. You know, you'd be surprised how much data a hermit goes through.
Actually, I'm not that surprised at all. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
We value human connection with fewer distractions. US Cellular, built for us. Visit your US Cellular authorized agent, Atlantic Wireless, with locations in Snow Hill, Bellhaven, and Greenville.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
This is Dr. Josiah Duke from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's that time for a joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Greenville's first ever Texas Fusion restaurant is now open for lunch. That's right, the Sidebar, located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House, now offers lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 to 2:30. Come take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest food items around. Whether it's the honey chipotle chicken sandwich, smoked brisket tacos, chicken tortilla soup, chicken tinga nachos, or keep it simple with chips and salsa. To keep up with our ever-changing menu, food and drink specials, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville.
We all have seniors in our life who may need a little extra help with technology. University PC Care's Quick Helps are affordable, in-store, short appointments designed for seniors who may need a little TLC to help with setting up a new computer, help with email or passwords, or help with the latest online scam. They don't need to fear technology anymore. Call 252-558-1280 to schedule an in-store Quick Helps appointment for Greenville or New Bern. Learn more at universitypccare.com.
Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room is serving up the best lunch in town with a different special every day. Come sit on the patio and enjoy wonderful weather with lunch specials for only $9. Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room is open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner. Thirsty? Stop in for a cold beer with over 40 taps to choose from. Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room, next to the State Theater in downtown Greenville. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 at 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or you can visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you on a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Great to catch up with the players inside the Delcor Players Lounge. Josh Groves, Garrett Saylor, and Carter Spivey in hour 2 of the show. Now we will talk to the head man in charge of ECU baseball, Cliff Godwin, joining us, coming off a sweep over Memphis. Coach, great to see you. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, Clip. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time, and congratulations on a great weekend, an emotional weekend as well, and talked about that with some of the guys. Carter said he couldn't lie. He got a little choked up pregame on Saturday. We had all the festivities, and then he has to go out, throw 3 1/3, pick up a win. So how do you separate all that, Coach, during an emotional weekend like that? It was a lot going on, Mother's Day and Senior Day.
Yeah, I think I always try to tell the guys how to navigate specifically Senior Day. Is really Senior weekend, in my opinion. But when they start reading off all the accolades and those guys and what they've meant to, myself personally and to our fans and just to our baseball program, I mean, I get emotional because I care for them so deeply and they care for me, and when we hug each other, all of us are emotional. But once you get through that part, then you got to flip the switch and get back into compete mode, which I thought our guys did a really good job of.
And those three in particular, Lane Hoover, Garrett Saylor, and Carter Spivey, all have gone through some type of adversity, whether it be performance or injury. And we had a good behind the scenes look at that ECU put out of you talking about that. But really, they're true Pirates. If they're Cliff Godwin Pirates, if that makes sense, just what they've come through and where they are today.
Well, it makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to everybody else for sure. And it's funny, I always tell Carlos, hey man, be careful what you're videoing and putting out there, but that was a really cool moment, and I'm glad Pirate Nation got to see that.
All right, coming off the sweep over Memphis and in a bit of a stretch here, Coach, 7 straight for ECU as you get ready for Campbell coming up. So I don't know what's been going right these last 2 weekends and then that marathon game against ODU. Why the 7 straight wins, in your opinion?
Once we got over that Tulane 3-game marathon, Sunday was, of course, an off day, and then Monday we kind of regrouped before we played Carolina, and I said, hey, look,
we're going to get through this little stretch here, and we just need to reset. And I thought we played fine against Carolina. It was a tough offensive day, and we just got beat 2-1. But really, then after Carolina, exams are over, and it's just baseball. And I feel like our guys, especially because of what they do in the classroom, I mean, we got a 3.52 team GPA in the spring, which was the highest GPA of any male sport, and we're in season. And just the stress level they put on themselves to do really well in the classroom, I think once that's over, man, this is the best time of the year for our guys because you don't have any academics. You just worry about playing baseball, lifting weights, taking care of your body. You have more free time, downtime to get off your feet. So I really think that had something to do with it and was almost like a new season starting.
Cliff Godwin joining us. Coach, with these wins, you've seen some great individual performances. Danny Beal was recognized this week along with Alec Makarevich. We've had 4 different Pirates be named Pitcher of the Week. And then you see Danny Beal added to the honor roll. AMAC has had his struggles. He comes through with a big weekend, and it's just like a new hero almost every week, every game. And that's what you want, right? You want different guys stepping up at different times.
Well, I think Carter Cunningham got on the honor roll this week as well. And that's what I tell our guys. That's the thing that is really special about our team. On any given day, it could be a different guy in the lineup specifically that kind of carries you, or you have 2 or 3 guys that are pretty special on one given day. It's not, no offense to any of our guys, but it's not like we have a superstar like Alec Burleson or Bryant Packard when he was player of the year in the conference. It's really good players 1 through 9, and anybody can hurt you. I mean, Carter Cunningham, I think, was hitting in the 8 or 9 hole the other day. He hits 2 home runs. AMAC is normally hitting 7, 8, or 9, and he hit 2 home runs yesterday. So a lot of guys up and down the lineup that can make you pay. And then, of course, our pitching is the same way. Of course, we've got good starting pitching, but we also have a really good bullpen, so those guys can come in and extend if they need to, or just give us 1 inning.
And I meant to mention Wyatt Lunsford Shankman a moment ago when I was talking about the guys stepping up. He has been a guy you can give the ball to out of the bullpen and say, all right, just wait around for us to score. We're going to score. You just give us some blank innings here for us.
Yeah, he was unbelievable at Cincinnati. 4 innings, 40 pitches, or it might have been 5 innings, 40 pitches. I can't remember, but it was unbelievable how fast we were getting back into the dugout at Cincinnati. And we needed it in a time where we were down a run, needed to tie it, and then we needed to win it in extra innings.
Cliff Godwin joining us. Got Campbell coming up on Tuesday. We'll talk about that one. Going back to that North Carolina week, originally that was going to be an off midweek for you guys, right? But you had to reschedule it. North Carolina had the weekend off that weekend, so they were able to throw some weekend arms against you. Would you prefer a weekend off somewhere in the season, or do you like it the way it's set up for you guys?
I don't like having weekends off during the season. I have been at places, when I was at UNC Wilmington during exams one year, we had the weekend off, and you're trying to, get the players some at-bats, doing scrimmages. Of course, the intensity level is not like if you were playing games, so I don't like having weekends off. Normally, in the middle of that week when we have exams, we never play, and that wasn't scheduled to be there, but we had that rain out, and didn't want to play a double midweek game when we were going to play North Carolina. I didn't know, to be honest with you, nor do I care that they weren't playing on the weekend. That weekend, it was just we wanted to get the game in, and we were able to do it. Just unfortunately, we didn't win it.
I've seen teams across the country, Coach, kind of say, hey, maybe we got some weather, or maybe, hey, we just don't want to play this game due to RPI. I've said I don't think we'll ever see Cliff Godwin do that. You can speak for yourself. I don't want to speak for you. That doesn't seem like something you would decide to do, though.
I tell you what, we'd have to be in a really big bind for us to cancel a game. Of course, this game tomorrow night is not one that's going to hurt us, even if we lose. I mean, we're going in to do everything we can to win, but both really good teams, both got really good RPIs. I would argue to say that that's the two of the better teams in the state of North Carolina for sure. Obviously, Wake Forest is in a league of their own with the way they've performed. We haven't played them, but I would think 2 of the best teams in North Carolina are going to match up tomorrow night at 6 o'clock in Greenville. So hopefully the place is rocking, I would hope, Clip.
I'm going to say your hope will be fulfilled on that one. Going to be a fun one out there at Clark LeClaire Stadium, 6 o'clock for ECU.
And the weather's
Campbell.
Great.
That's funny. Somebody mentioned, I think it was Eric. He said, I think Coach Godwin secretly does care about the weather.
I don't care about the weather. I can't control the weather. Don't want to talk about the weather.
That's it. We're not going to talk about it. Coach, were you doing any scoreboard watching Houston and Tulane this weekend at all?
I know that people think I'm crazy probably, but it doesn't. I can't watch it. It doesn't really, I mean, look, we've made our own bed. You could say in a good way or a bad way. Our starting catcher did not play the entire Houston weekend. Trey Savage threw 2 innings at Wichita State. So we had some injuries we had to deal with those 2 weekends, and we are where we are in conference, and all we can do is control what we do. So Houston has played well in conference, and even if they win the league, this is no disrespect to them, but they're still going to need to win the tournament where their RPI is. So we're going to do everything we can to win this weekend at South Florida and do what we do just because we want to be playing our best baseball going into the postseason.
Cliff, I know you're not a big fan of hypothetical questions, and Troy's not here to ask you any, unfortunately.
Hey, thank God Troy's not here to ask me more hypothetical questions. I like Troy. Hey, Troy, I'm glad you're off doing bigger and better things these days, but I'm glad I don't have to deal with Troy at times now.
This is not a Hey, me too. But it was good to see you last week, Troy did. Not a hypothetical. It was about to happen. I'm just curious. Yesterday, so you're up by 10 in the 7th. Unfortunately, McChrystal throws one a little off target.
It was a lot off target. We can say that. We've talked about it, so
okay.
It's not nothing we haven't talked about.
If, let's say that didn't happen, it's 2nd and 3rd, and you're up 10 in the 7th, would you have pulled the infield? Because the next ball was a ground ball to second base. If the infield's in,
we wouldn't have pulled the infield.
Okay, that was
the reason. The reason I say that is because the ultimate thing is you want to still win the game. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you could give up 2 runs instead of just 1 to say, hey, well, if the ball had been hit right at us, then we could have, maybe just had 7 innings. Look, it was good for those guys that came in to pitch and Ryan McChrystal to get back there and catch. I mean, those guys practice their tails off every single day, so it's good for them to get in those competitive situations. I know the fans and everybody else wanted it to end in the 7th, and as coaches, that's what you want to happen, but it didn't happen, and we had to play 9 innings.
10-4. Coach, somebody did ask about the health of guys here with McChrystal, Starling. How are you doing health-wise with these guys?
Starling's day-to-day. I would lean to say that he will not play tomorrow night. My biggest concern is if he were to play tomorrow night, does that set him back where he can't play Thursday? We need him for the Thursday or Friday whenever he can go, and hopefully it doesn't keep flaring up. He was able to play Friday and most of Saturday without it flaring up too much. When Wednesday he couldn't go at Old Dominion. McChrystal is, when I say 100% healthy, he has not had any pain in his back, and his finger is not painful where he broke that in inter squad after his back started feeling better. So he's had some adversity handed to him, but he just trying to get in there when he can and put together competitive at bats and catch when he can. And he's going to be a really good player for us down the road for sure. But we need him, as I told him today, to be his best version of himself moving forward, because he's going to have some big at bats or have to get behind the plate as we keep going down the stretch run.
How much do you and AK monitor innings throughout the year? You want to be playing your best at the end of the year. You don't want to wear guys down. So how much do you look at that every week, throughout the season?
Well, I think we've been able to manage it a lot better this year just because we've had starting pitching. Trey going down made us a little bit more thin with the starting pitcher, but Garrett Saylor, he missed those 5 weeks or whatever when he had the oblique. Him being able to go in the middle of the week and give us multiple innings and us not necessarily having to use him on the weekend. This past weekend was senior weekend, but we weren't just going to pitch him to say, hey, you pitched on senior day. As I told Garrett, I said, look, our job is to put you in the best situation, our team the best situation to be at our best down the stretch. So why would we throw you 1 inning just to say we threw you 1 inning when we're winning by 8 runs? And who knows? You go out there and it's a 30-pitch inning, and then all of a sudden you've thrown 50 pitches in the middle of the week, and then now you got to flip around and throw Tuesday against Campbell. And when you start getting 3 appearances with 40, 50 pitches within a week time frame, I mean, that stuff adds up. So I think we've been able to manage that a lot better this year.
Yeah, and Garrett, I think, was upper 30s on appearances. Spivey was in the 30s last year. Looking at it now, you've got Lunsford Shankman and Danny Beal with a team high 23 appearances. So nobody's going to get to that number like last year. It looks like you've been able to kind of spread it around a little bit more.
For sure. I definitely think so. And, of course, Carter, Spivey started for a lot of the year, and now he's, in the role of a swing guy where he can come in and be kind of a closer in the middle of the game or a closer at the end of the game, or he also can start games. I mean, I think that's one thing with Carter Spivey, Garrett Saylor, and Zach Root. I mean, you got three guys that can kind of go either way from the pitching standpoint.
How's Root doing at this point in the season? which I guess these guys play year round almost now anyway, right? But to be in this position as a young guy, how's he holding up here late in the year?
Well, he had more time off than he's had all year this past week, and I felt like he was really sharp in that first inning, and I felt like his velo ticked off and his command in that third inning pretty drastically. So maybe we need to pitch him more, because I feel like when he's been on shorter rest, he's been a little bit sharper. So he will go on Thursday at South Florida because we can't move up Groves and Savage. We need to keep them on the same day.
Hey, man, I love talking to Josh Groves. He's very honest, and we've talked about walks all year, and he's aware of it. He knows it. When he's not walking guys, he is a true ace. Probably had 4 the other night, Coach. And I don't know, is it a mental thing with him? Is it something physical? What do you see with Josh?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. And, of course, nobody wants to. I mean, Groves isn't trying to go out there and walk guys. I mean, he's just frustrated, and it's just like when I have to go take him out of the game, and he doesn't want to come out. He understands it, but the competitive side is he wants to stay in there. Yeah. So, but he knows, and him and I have as good a relationship that we've ever had, and he's grown up a whole lot from the maturity side. So he's doing the right things, and I definitely think Josh Groves' best days are in front of him. He's really young for his grade. He's probably the youngest guy in the junior class. I don't think he'll even be 21 when the summer rolls around. So he's still growing into that big, long, lanky body. And once he fills that thing out, I think it'll help him just be more consistent with his pitches.
And I've told you this in the past, Coach. I'll tell you again, it's been just a pleasure to talk to Josh, to Garrett, to Carter, get to know them. And on the other side, Jacob Jenkins-Cowart, Lane Hoover, and Josh Moylan. I mean, because you bring them in, you bring in the right person to play baseball here, to go to school here, but just awesome young men to talk to.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and it means a lot when fans or media say that about our guys, because that's the thing that means as much to me as anything. I mean, look, of course, all of us want to win baseball games, but we're producing good quality men. Their parents have obviously done a really good job with them, getting them to this point, but then getting them in the culture of our program, and the older guys just continue to pass along information to the younger guys, so that when they become older guys, then they're the guys that are giving the information to the younger guys.
Had an interesting question for the guys, and I'll ask you, who are the future coaches on this roster? Who could you see coaching baseball one day down the line that you got right now?
Oh, wow. I think a lot of them could do it if they wanted to, like Thomas Francisco. He was very verbal about, hey, Coach, like when I get done playing pro ball, like I want to come back, I want to coach. Bryant Packard's been like that. I think a lot of guys could do it. It's just all about who wants to do it. So I'm interested to see who they thought would be good coaches.
I think Charlie Hodges was said. Carter Cunningham was also said by the guys.
Yep, Carter is the one thing in Carter, he'll laugh about this when I say this, but Carter Cunningham, he's really nice. So he would have to get
a mean streak on.
Just, hey, when somebody really messes up, he's going to have to get to a place. I don't know if I've ever seen him mad. So that would be the one thing I would say.
Speaking of that, I asked Lane, and Josh was here too, Josh Moylan. I was like, Lane, have you ever been mad in your life? But he's such a laid back, easy guy. And Josh said, hey, if the team is not bringing it or something, Lane will speak up. I was like, whoa, okay. I'm sure you've seen that.
I've only seen it a couple times, but I think behind the scenes, he has been emotional at times to the point of probably tears, where everybody's like, oh, wow, we better get it.
Yeah, we better do something here.
Right.
We don't want Angry Lane coming after us.
Yeah.
Did you see the Hoover family jungle jumps? Were you able to see that, Coach?
I kind of out of my peripheral a little bit. I was really impressed as I put out on social media the athleticism of our moms. Carlson Spivey's doing a somersault, and Julia Hoover's doing a jungle jump. So they got it runs in the family for sure.
That was awesome. Just a great weekend, and we had Hoove's sister announcing him to the plate. And I said this to the guys, that stuff like this doesn't happen everywhere. It's the culture. It's it's what you want here, right?
Absolutely. And I was talking to the families yesterday after the game, and the Sailors were talking about just how awesome, the Webb Tyndalls of the world and all the people in the jungle, and how, it's a village here. It's not just the coaches. It's not just the fans. It's just a ton of people that care about our players. And yes, that's the way we want it. And the thing that's crazy is other people don't understand it because they're not here. or guys that didn't spend their entire career here don't understand. Like, it's not like that everywhere.
Yeah, no doubt. Cliff Godwin joining us. We'll go another segment with Coach Godwin. So if you have questions, you can get those in on Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook. We'll make you a winner coming up as well. And we got a lot more to go. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We'll be back with you after these words.
We get it almost every night. When that moon is big and bright, it's a Superman shower.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medispa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Go Pirates!
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growitpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. PIP, where business goes to grow.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At your CBD store Greenville, they've got gifts to make Mom's Day. Buy any 2 SunMed Bath & Beauty products and save 20% off your entire purchase. Just mention the code MAY20. Your CBD store is your go-to shop for all natural sleep, relaxation, recovery, wellness products, and pet products too. Their award-winning products are safe, trusted, and third-party tested. New gifts and accessories are in stock. Everything from CBD to charcuterie boards. Call ahead for pickup at 999-5127. Your CBD store Greenville, 420 East Arlington Boulevard beside Jed's Pizza.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear is your one-stop shop to help promote your business and always provide superior customer service. No matter what apparel you need for your team or customers, University Sportswear can make it happen. Visit universitysportswearenc.com for contact information. University Sportswear, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Go Pirates! Bud Light was brewed to be delicious and easy to drink beer, even when little things in life are hard, like when you're working late and happy hour has already started, but you're about to clock out and head over. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Dale Murphy, 2-time National League MVP and number 3 with the Atlanta Braves. And you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Carolina Caliber has the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and is one of the top firearm dealers anywhere. They have everything you need for hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. Carolina Caliber will buy, sell, and trade. Carolina Caliber, locally owned and operated since 1960 on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Chandler Honeycutt here. Cliff Godwin joining us, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Brandon Manning, we'll talk to Brandon more coming up on Thursday. He said, what color do you want the stadium packed with for the game tomorrow? You make the call, Coach. Well, Brandon, if you were listening to the PA announcer this weekend.
I was about to say, I actually don't make the call, Brandon. They told us that we're going to wear purple tomorrow night, so it's painted purple.
I found it interesting that Hannah Manning responded to Brandon, that is his wife, Coach.
Oh, wow.
And said purple. They already announced it. Can y'all just talk in the living room, or do you have to talk via our Facebook page? Maybe Brandon's in the doghouse again. Wear purple tomorrow night, folks, and pack the jungle as East Carolina takes on the Campbell Fighting Camels. Got a lot of questions here for Coach Godwin. Adam, we've asked Coach this question before. This is a little different. He said if you had to pick an intro go-to motivational song, what do you go with? What song motivates you, Coach?
Golly. Miley Cyrus, The Climb.
You're always climbing, right?
I listen to a lot of different music. I actually was thinking about, I really like Grose's walkout song because it's about a frogman.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So I really like Grose, which just unique. I normally don't listen to what our guys' walkout songs are, but I like his.
Something about Hunter, when I think he's still got Bad Company, if I'm not mistaken. That's really cool to me.
Yeah.
That's a great warm up. Jake Hunter, interesting guy, by the way.
Why do you say interesting guy?
the dance moves, and Josh, which I don't even know if you're paying attention to that. When the opposing team makes a pitching change, Jake Hunter sprints from the bullpen to dance in front of the dugout.
I've seen some stuff on social media, but I like our guys to have a good time, and the umpires, unfortunately, try to not let us have a fun time. You know, we played, I think it was Tulane, and the guys have been having the towels in the dugout.
Oh, yeah.
All the time, and then all of a sudden, we play Tulane, they're like, hey, no towels in the dugout. And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, because it's synchronized and guys are doing it together. And technically, by the letter of the law, he's right, but we've played 45 games up to that point, and nobody said anything, and now you're the umpire that's going to really drop the hammer on us.
Man, yeah, you guys and your towels. Robert really wants you to talk about umpires, so I'm glad you just did without me even bringing it up. What specifically do you want me to ask Coach about the umpires, and we'll see if he can answer it or not. Yeah. Speaking of which, was it the state game, Coach, where they had the call where the ball goes over towards their dugout?
That was the state game. We'd have been better off if the ball had not gone into the dugout, because Riley would have got to third base
with one out, or no outs, or one out.
One out. Yep.
So is that one of those things where? So did it go into the dugout? Because
it did go into the dugout.
Okay.
So, but since he wasn't occupying second base when the ball went into, he would have had to start it at second base for him to, because you only get one base up. The most interesting call is when Nate Chrisman hit a single up the middle. They hit the umpire at Old Dominion, and the runner that's at second base doesn't even get to move up 90 feet. I'm like,
he's scoring easily, but not even allowed third.
He's not even allowed third.
Yeah.
And then I went back and watched it on video, and I'm like, oh my God, it was like you could have drove a 18-wheeler through that gap that he hit the ball through.
Yeah.
And the guy looked at me, and I just gave him a look. I didn't even say anything, but the look was of disgust, if you can imagine. And he's like, sorry, man, I tried to move. And I just... I want to be like, well, you didn't try hard enough. I didn't say that, but you didn't try hard enough to move.
That was bad. But you ended up scoring, I believe, there anyway.
Riley Johnson, a big knock, and then AMAC, a big knock that drove in two.
There you go.
The baseball guys knew.
That's right. They owed you one, and they made up for it. Christian says, Will Wilson Rayner be umpiring tomorrow night?
I have no idea. I haven't looked at it.
Yeah. Did they give you that before? When do you know the umps?
Blake actually, I think, has it. I think they send it at the beginning of the season, but I don't look at it.
How many umps would you say you have like a personal relationship with?
A few. I have a personal relationship with Wilson. Do I agree with him throwing me out at UNCW?
Chandler always brings that up.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But I have a personal relationship with him. I think it's a very unique situation that he puts himself in, because I think he really tries to umpire the game with integrity so much that sometimes the calls go against us because he played football here.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a very unique situation, and I don't know if I would think he should umpire our games, to be honest with you. Because not because he's a bad umpire by any means. It's a tough situation, and he doesn't want anybody to ever say that he's given ECU favoritism, which I understand that totally. Jimmy Paler, he does a lot of our fall games. He's a great guy. There's a lot of them that I have, Pig Man, a lot of them. Max Stokes is a good guy, even though he made a terrible call on Will Coxon last year that we'll never forget. So, there's a lot of those guys that are really good guys.
Matt runs the scoreboard now every so often.
He's done basketball and stuff. I'm like, of all times to make a bad call against East Carolina, man, that was a bad time.
That was one of the weirdest deals ever.
Chandler, you agree with that, right?
No doubt.
Who had the home run, Coach? It was
Will Coxon.
Justin Wilcoxon.
Yeah.
A blast.
Yeah.
Didn't count.
Game over. What's Bryant gonna, fine you, fire you? Like they're not coming back down here. Come on, man.
Oh man, yeah, you definitely hadn't forgot about it, and neither have we.
Hey, I heard he got basically death threats.
That's nuts.
Yeah. I shouldn't say death threats, but people talked really ugly to him at a gas station, which I can appreciate a little bit.
Hey, keep out the death threats. We're okay. Jamie says, Coach, how much do you read the media about the team? You've made comments about it. Can you protect the team from social media and the media? What's your
You can
policy?
educate them.
Yeah.
We've talked about it, especially the past 2-3 weeks, that we always say if you believe it when it's good, you're going to believe it when it's bad, and take it with a grain of salt. And we have to listen to the voices that are inside our locker room. A couple weeks ago when we lost 4 in a row, fans thought we were the worst team in the country, and now everybody thinks we're the best team in the country because we won 7 in a row, and we're the same team. We're just playing better baseball this time, which is a good thing. That's what you want to do. But the season's a marathon, so there's going to be ebbs and flows, and guys can get hurt, all that good stuff, or bad stuff, I should say. We talk to them, we educate them, but you can't isolate. That's their life. They have cell phones. I would tell you that I don't. I look at the stuff. If it's something stupid, I just scroll past it and like, hey man, whatever.
So you're scrolling past my stuff.
I don't actually follow you anymore because I think a couple years ago you were pretty negative, so I just stopped following you.
That's a good policy to have, actually.
Yeah. So I'm just being totally transparent with you. I don't know. I don't think I follow you anymore.
I think you do. You probably got me blocked, like you.
Yeah, muted or something.
Yeah, muted. I'm muted.
I go. It's no offense. I got go muted too. Like I don't read his stuff. So
all right. Fair enough.
It's nothing personal.
I feel like we're on pretty good terms right now.
No, we're on great terms. Okay. But I just feel like if we played bad, you'd have, a pretty snide comment, so I don't want to read it.
Maybe. One time I put out, and I remember this specifically because UCF had beaten us in just heartbreaking fashion in every sport.
That was in 17.
Basketball. Wow. Basketball, they erased the 10-point deficit with 4 minutes. Football, it was a dramatic loss.
It was the Hail Mary, wasn't it?
That was like 13 or 14. But anyway, and then I said baseball, you lost a 3-run lead or something late. And
actually was a lot bigger lead than that, but we got swept that year, 17, and we started out 0-10 in conference when we had the injuries and stuff. Right. But you put out something about, East Carolina can't beat UCF in anything. And I was like, well, we actually have beat them 9 straight times before this weekend. So I just threw you a fact out there. Teed it up for you.
Facts are facts. Just keep me muted, Coach. That's what? All of y'all should follow me and mute me. That's the best policy to have.
You have some funny stuff.
But I feel a butt coming.
Well, it's but. I don't want to read stuff that's negative about ECU baseball if we don't play well.
There you go.
That's why I mute you.
All right. Yeah. We got a great relationship. As long as you don't hear from me or see me, we're good. Like an old married couple, Coach. We just don't want to see each other that much. All right. So Campbell coming up, and then on the road at South Florida, and you're going to stay on the road, right, at Clearwater. You've done this before.
Yes,
right?
we have.
Extended trip.
Yeah.
Talked to Coach O. He said he's ready to make the trip. What's a lot? I love your chats with Coach O. Some are lighthearted and fun after games, some not so much, but it is pretty cool to hear the old coach talking to you.
Yeah, Coach O's super knowledgeable. If I ever need to know about a rule, ask Coach O. The funny thing is, I had no idea, which I think a lot of people had no idea, that you could finish a game and then play a doubleheader when the two-lane stuff. Actually, Coach O had to fact-check that one, which I was impressed that he didn't know, because normally if there's a rule and you need to know the answer, call Coach O. He knows it.
You've had some long days at the yard, especially regionals when the rain comes in, Coach. But, man, 3 games, basically 2 and, almost a half of a game in one day? That's a lot of baseball for one day.
I got to the office at 7 a.m., and I was on Evans at midnight going home. So I spent 2 days, pretty much.
Yeah. Hey, you had a Sunday off. That's pretty good, though, right?
It was, I'm telling you, of course, it's not the way you wanted to draw it up, but I think that really helped our team, like to have Sunday totally off and then kind of reset going into exams.
Well, especially when you make that rally in the first game.
Yep.
And so set up for a good day, 2 wins in that series. Coach, you said you didn't do much scoreboard watching. Are you aware that you're number 19 in the RPI right now? Do y'all look at that stuff as a staff?
I have to look at it because I'm actually on a regional subcommittee that I have conference calls with the past couple Mondays. So next week we'll be in the process of ranking the teams that are in our area. So I do look at it. It's pretty weird though. I mean, you go to D1 baseball, I think we're 17th RPI. Warren Nolan might be 19th. So I was asking John Cohen today, hey, what RPI? So the NCAA actually has one themselves that I don't think they publicize, that the committee gets.
Okay. And as far as that, what's that regional subcommittee you're talking about? What is this?
So I think our region is the Atlantic region. So the SEC is in our region, us, the Big South. God, I'm missing
ACC. No,
the ASUN. The ACC's not.
Okay.
And I'm probably missing a couple. But so you have one coach from each conference. I did it for 3 years, and then last year I rotated off. But then Travis Jewett, who was the head coach at Tulane, was representing our conference when he resigned at the end of the year last year. He came off the committee. They called me because we were on the team at that time that was going to be an at-large team from our conference, and because it happened late, and this Monday coming up was like my first time on that call last year.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, I didn't even know I was going to be on it this year. And they just sent me an email saying I was on it. So, which is a good thing for us because I'm in the war room, so to speak, fighting for us.
So, and it makes you aware of what's going on, but does it have a factor in postseason and where you play and everything?
I mean, you get to talk about the teams that you've played. So, like, obviously Campbell is a really good team, so you can talk about them. We've played Duke, we've played North Carolina, teams that are in the mix in our region. I'm just talking off the top of my head. I'm probably missing somebody, but it's good, and you also get to hear other coaches. So Butch Thompson is the head coach at Auburn. He's the SEC person. Actually, Billy Godwin is on the regional subcommittee this year.
UNCG?
Yep, UNCG.
This is a Mully question. I don't know if I'm wording it right, but with the schedules and the RPI, it factors in who you play, but it also factors in who the teams you play, who they play.
Right.
So do you...
It's a very inexact science.
Sure.
And the one thing I would say that is one of our strengths is our non-conference RPI is 3. And our non-conference strength of schedule is 13th.
Wow.
So when you talk about, hey, what we can control, we've done a really good job at that. Obviously, we would have liked to win a few more games in conference, but as far as non-conference, we've done, and I think the committee really looks in that hard.
Yeah. Mully's question is, and maybe it's just because of where you are in the region and everybody around here kind of plays each other, but when you're scheduling games, are you aware of who those teams have scheduled, which in turn helps your RPI, or is that too much thinking out there?
That's way too much thinking.
Well, Mully's got a big brain.
Yeah, I would say we schedule our non-conference to be very challenging. Obviously, the midweeks where we can play really quality opponents and try to stay within 2 hours or less.
Right.
So that's what we try to do. Old Dominion's a little bit farther than that. UNCW's right at that 2 hour mark, but you're playing NC State, North Carolina, Duke, all, it's an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
Coach, where are we right now with Pirates Unite, the upgrades, the additions, things like that?
Hey, Ryan Robinson, did you not have him on here like a week or two ago?
That was the other guy you got muted.
Okay.
Had him on.
Okay, got you.
So I need to talk to him.
You need to talk to Ryan Robinson. I feel like that we're a little bit north of halfway. We need to raise $7 million, so I would say that we're closer to $4 million. From what I can gather, but every dollar matters, and we need to get close to that so we can start breaking ground to get more seats and a better facility for our players underneath.
Awesome. Well, Coach, should be a packed house coming up on Tuesday. Garrett Saylor going to get the start. Bittersweet for him. We talked to him earlier. Great outing for him, but that was the game he actually got injured last time he faced Campbell, but he was really good against them last time around.
He was really good. He sure was. He was really good. Had the bullpen for us and pitched really well, and like you said, it was he hurt that oblique there, but we got through it, and he's back healthy again.
Yes, he is back strong. Thanks for joining us, Coach. Enjoyed it, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. I hope your feelings are not hurt that I told you that I muted you. So nothing personal.
Can you please unmute me? How about after the season?
After the
maybe?
season, you might have to shoot me a text and tell me, remind me, but I'll do it.
And then next February, I'll say, hey, Coach, mute me again. We'll do that. Yeah. Thanks, man. Enjoyed it. Yep. All right. Cliff Godwin wants to open up the booty bag, Shirley. He's ready for some Bubba Sparks.
Yep.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, what are we giving away today?
I am going to give away a lunch for two at Tiebreakers.
Oh, lunch for two, Tiebreakers. Always a great prize. What caller are we looking for?
Let's go with 8.
Caller 8, 317-1250. We're back with our winner and more after this.
In studio today with Frank Lee with Appliances Superstore. Frank, why should people go see you?
We make buying appliances easy, just that simple. We have the largest selection of in-stock appliances in Eastern North Carolina, which helps our customers save money every day. We offer a 12-month warranty on our appliances, plus we deliver and set up your new appliances and remove your old ones. Come visit us at the Appliances Superstore off 264 behind the new DMV, or shop us online at AppliancesSuperstore.com. Remember, we make buying appliances easy at the Appliances Superstore.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with auto owner's insurance.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all calls so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
Take control of your health today with ArcPoint Labs. Are you a woman interested in your overall health? The ArcPoint Labs Women's Health Panel is a routine wellness check that tests hormone levels, thyroid function, cholesterol levels, complete blood count, and more. A simple blood test at ArcPoint Labs can provide some answers to why you're not feeling your best. Visit arcpointlabs.com today or call 629-6228. ArcPoint Labs. Accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Visit artpointlabs.com.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
This is Kim McNeil here, head women's basketball coach of the ECU women's basketball team. I'm excited to announce several camps that we've got going on this summer. Our Pirate Day camp will run from June the 12th through June 15th from ages K through 4th, which will go from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and 5th through 9th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come out and have the opportunity to spend time with ECU women's basketball players and coaching staff. You can sign up at Kim McNeil Basketball Camps at ECU.com. Go Pirates!
This is Touchdown Tony Collins, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine has been caring for Pirate Nation and the student athletes at East Carolina University for more than 35 years and are the official team physicians for ECU. Orthopedics East provides a variety of general and specialized operative and non-operative orthopedic services to meet the needs of the patients in Eastern North Carolina. For more information, call 757-2663 or visit orthoeast.com. And congratulations to Alan Meekins of Washington. Picked up lunch for two at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers in Greenville at Bells Fork and in downtown Winterville on Railroad Street. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, congratulations, Alan Meekins. I guess he'll be having a meek meal at Tiebreakers. Thank you.
Dude.
That's why Cliff and a lot of folks have me muted.
You are terrible!
I know. All right, welcome back to the show. Great show today. Thanks to Josh Groves, Garrett Saylor, Carter Spivey, and Coach Cliff Godwin for joining us. Brian Bailey as well. If you missed the Brian Bailey show, check it out. Great conversation, an hour long with Joe West, an infamous umpire, Major League Baseball. Doesn't have many fans out there as far as baseball fans go, but you can tell how much the managers, players all respected him, even if they didn't agree with him at all times. Told some great stories about some of his ejections and run-ins with players. I found it fascinating to hear how he told the Naked Gun story in that movie with Leslie Nielsen, talked about being around him and some of the other actors. So really cool stuff. We'll air that at 6 o'clock if you missed it earlier on the show.
I like the story he was talking about. I had to run out for lunch while you were doing the show, but I was listening in the car, and he was talking about Dale Murphy and how good of a ball player and how he feels that Dale should be in the Hall of Fame. And he got into an argument. Did he say Ted Williams? Did I hear that correctly? So Joe West and Ted Williams, a baseball legend, they're arguing over Dale Murphy.
Well, Ted Williams said Dale's a top 3 hitter in the game. Joe West said, no, he's not even a top 3 player on his team because he strikes out too much.
Right, but they're arguing over Dale Murphy. And if I'm Dale Murphy, I'm thinking, This has got to be pretty cool.
Well, to hear that Ted Williams said you were a top 3 player in the league.
Yeah, that would be the cool. Yeah, I'd hang my hat on that every day.
Well, Joe West also, he started that by saying the nicest player he ever came across was Dale Murphy.
Yeah.
And the
And no one
legend
can dispute
continues
that.
to grow that he is the nicest guy out there. We saw it ourselves when he came here to Greenville.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I haven't met anyone that has had a negative experience. I've never read anything. I've never, as a matter of fact, Jeff Charles had his experiences with Dale Murphy when he worked down in Atlanta, and he had often said how much of a nice guy that Dale Murphy was. So, the legend continues to grow because I've never read or heard anything, and in my personal experience, never had, a negative thing, happen with Dale when he was here in Greenville.
I want to give a shout out to former Pirate and our guy, Garrett McGinn, on a championship. I guess Josh Hawkins will get a ring as well. My guy. Even though Hawk was hurt.
Yeah.
But Arlington wins the XFL championship. I believe we'll be talking to Garrett McGinn on Wednesday. Texted with him earlier, and I think we'll be able to chat. One of the most personable guys. He was on the front lines, thrown into the fire during some bad years with ECU football, and he had to answer a lot of questions and kind of be the mouthpiece of the team,
and never shied away from it.
Handled it with grace, and has come out, and I'm happy for his success because he's just a great dude, and we'll talk to him later this week.
I'll never forget him talking after the NC State game back in 2018, I guess that was.
To end the season?
To end the season. It was that state game that was added on at the end of the season, and the emotional press conference that he had, and basically was saying that it's going to get better here. You got great guys, and the culture is going to be back. And but yeah, he was one of the most fired up football players we ever had, and he stuck it out through the thick and thin here at ECU, especially during those bad days of Coach Mo. So, but yeah, good to see him continuing to play baseball or play football and be successful.
I watched some of that championship the other night, and it is funky. I didn't understand the kickoffs really, and some of the. I guess you can go for 1, 2, or 3 after a touchdown, and I don't know. I did. I put out a video. For those that don't like foul language, you should mute me. But the coach was on the sidelines dropping F-bombs and S-bombs, and they were just running on ABC like it was nothing. So I found that pretty interesting. One thing I did like, I hate the NBA coach interviews. The baseball manager ones in game aren't terrible. Those are actually pretty good. But like NBA between quarters, they talk to a coach, and it's like, what do you got to do? Rebound better. What did you think about Kevin Durant scoring 20? Yeah, we got to put more attention on him. All right, thanks, coach. Oh, yeah, they do nothing really. Football coach coming off the field, nothing
and there's
really.
No way that they want to do that.
No,
they need to get into the huddle and coach up their team, especially if they're down 10, 15 points.
I do agree with the baseball ones, not so much the managers, but like last night, they had some of the players mic'd up, and they were talking to them while they're out on the field. And I think it was Saturday, they had Mookie Betts mic'd up, and I was watching that, and he did a very entertaining interview and then called a fly ball while he was doing the interview, then runs off the field.
That's kind of where I'm going with this. They did something I've never seen in the NFL. They talked to a player right after his 80-yard touchdown run. And
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. They were like, so what happened? He said the hole opened up, talked about the play, and then the announcer mentioned the interviewer mentioned the pulling guard and said, well, he does it all the time. That's why I get my number as the guy. So, like, they're doing an interview on the sidelines right after this guy scores a touchdown, and I didn't hate that because it was pretty insightful on the play that opened up and everything. So the first time the XFL came around and only lasted 1 year, there were some innovations that were taken and used in the NFL game. I wonder if we'll see more on the field in-game interviews with players, which I found pretty interesting from that.
Well, there's two things that now, and I may have the XFL and the USFL mixed up, so forgive me if it's not the right one. But there's one where they had the kickoffs where both lines have to stay still until the receiver catches the ball. I don't know if that's XFL or if that's USFL, but I like that rule. I
think that's what was going on the other night.
Yeah, they have to stay still.
And they were lined up pretty close to one another, all
that's
in a straight line.
Was that XFL then?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that rule because it takes away from, not takes away, but it gives the returner a chance to kind of turn on the jets. Like, say, for example, if they were to take that into the NFL and Keaton Mitchell is back there catching a ball, gives that guy to turn on the jets, and then they got to try to take him down instead of having the guy try to catch the ball and try to outrun guys that are coming full steam, at him. I kind of like that tweak to the game. But the other thing too is I'd love to hear, like, if they did that in the NFL, like, I don't know, somebody like Zay Jones say, so and so was defending me and he tripped over his own 2 feet and he fell down, so I was wide open. I would think that it would open the opportunity to have some rather entertaining, I mean, not just informative, but entertaining interviews, right after a score.
There's two sides of it. There's the informative, and there's like if Tyreek Hill burns a guy for 80 yards, and he tells him, he's able to talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, I gave him some strawberry jam with his toast. Yeah, that type of thing.
I think that we'll probably see that in the game sooner rather than later. Speaking of football on TV, folks aren't going to like this. I'm okay with it because I have every stupid streaming service out there. But the NFL announced that Peacock will be the home for the first ever exclusive live streamed NFL playoff game, presenting an NFL wildcard playoff game in primetime on Saturday, January 13th, 2024. So that'll be at the end of this season. And there's always that Saturday primetime game, usually on NBC. Instead, it'll be on Peacock. So people aren't going to like that.
So it's going to be exclusively on Peacock.
Yep. Oh, by the way, I was telling y'all earlier, I had my annual post-Commanders draft chat with Coach O.
Uh-huh.
And we were talking about Amazon Prime, and he was like, so how do you watch the Thursday night games now? And I was trying to explain to him Amazon Prime, and as I looked at him as I was talking, I knew Coach O will never get Amazon Prime. So it was like, I think I'm
going to get Amazon Prime.
I think I hear crickets.
Washington does play Chicago, so maybe I'll just invite Coach O over to watch that one with me. One time I went to B-Dubs way back in the day for NFL Sunday, and Coach O was out there watching some games. And
now that would be interesting to watch a football game with Coach O.
I know. Like, now I want to watch every Sunday with Coach O and critique the Washington Commanders. But always enjoy talking to Coach O out at the park. All right, let's take our final time out. We'll come back. We'll look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
And get ready to wrap up a fun edition of Pirate Radio Live. More to go after this.
What's the matter with your head? What's the matter?
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
The Beach Tavern Bar and Grill has been the place to be for over 50 years. BT's is the best local sports bar in the heart of Atlantic Beach. Located on West Fort Macon Road across from Pacific, BT's has daily food specials, a late night menu, cold beer, pool, darts, and live entertainment for everyone to enjoy. Make it a summer to remember at the Beach Tavern Bar and Grill. Follow BT's on Facebook and Instagram for all the daily specials and events. BT's, the place for fun in Atlantic Beach this summer. Some things just go together. That's why Bojangles and Appalachian Mountain Brewery have partnered to brew the tasty beverage we didn't know we've been waiting for. Bojangles Hard Sweet Tea. Bojangles Hard Sweet Tea is perfect for entertaining, enjoying on vacation, tailgating, and any occasion when you want to bring the fun. It's always been Bo time, and now it's brew time. Pick up Bojangles Hard Sweet Tea today at your favorite local retailer. Proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing, supporting the Pirate Nation since 1989.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
The Wood Ducks are hosting the Fayetteville Woodpeckers at Granger Stadium starting Tuesday, May 16th through Sunday, May 21st. Kick off your weekend with Thirsty Thursday and $2 Natural Light, Busch Lights, and Peanuts. There'll be post-game fireworks on Friday presented by WNCT Channel 9. And on Saturday, the first 1,000 fans will receive a red, white, and blue hat sponsored by Stallings Heating, Plumbing, and Air. End your weekend with Dogs and Dogs Day on Sunday by bringing your furry friend and Dollar Hot Dogs sponsored by Minuteman and Riverbank. See you out at Granger Stadium all week long. Go Woodies!
Hey, Berlin, come out to Oriole Park at Camden Yards on May 27th at 4:05 and cheer on the Orioles when they take on the Texas Rangers. Be one of the first 20,000 fans 15 and over to receive a Ryan Mountcastle bobblehead presented by Masson. Make sure to arrive early for your bobblehead before enjoying a fun-filled day at the yard with friends and family. A variety of ticket options are available now. Purchase yours today at Orioles.com/tickets. That's Orioles.com/tickets.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Brian Packard, ECU former baseballer. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It was a good day for the stock market. The Dow was up 47 points and finished at 33,348. NASDAQ was up 80 points at 12,365, and the S&P was up 12 points at 4,136. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors stock market report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right. This one's interesting. Matt Ryan hasn't retired, but he will not be playing football. He will be the new Tony Romo. He'll be joining CBS Sports as an NFL analyst. So he even put out his own post and he said this is not a retirement post. Excited to join the CBS family. So I guess that will be for this upcoming season. I'm a little unclear because he has not retired, but he is joining CBS Sports. Interesting. All right. Anyway, tonight, Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard presented by Da Buck. 8 o'clock, ESPN, Seattle, Dallas, Game 7 of their series. Winner advances to the Western Conference Final. Shirley told me that Burley's in the lineup for the Cardinals tonight. They take on the Brewers. Shirley, do you know if you married Alec Burleson, your name would be Shirley Burley?
Duh.
Shirley Burley.
Hey, it's Shirley Burley.
There was a guy I went to high school with whose last name was Shirley, and they were like, hey, if you married him, your name would be Shirley.
Shirley. Shirley. All right, so Burley Man in the lineup tonight. O's playing great baseball. They take on the Angels tonight. We got the Brian Bailey Show coming up right now if you're listening to our live edition. So stay tuned for that as he talked to Joe West. Thank you all so much for chiming in, being a part of today's show. Good stuff. Enjoyed it. We'll be back with you Tuesday for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. For Shirley, Chandler, I'm Clip. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. This is Eastern Carolina's longest-running sports radio